Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever the time it is where you are. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to FPL Mate. We are bang on pretty much and 2 hours and a half until deadline as we start today's stream. It is a long stream today. I've got nothing better to do, so I thought I may as well come and catch up with you guys and chat about FPL for a couple of hours. I hope that's all right with you guys, and yeah, looking forward to it. How is everyone doing this afternoon? Well, afternoon for me. I don't know what the time is where you are at. It's obviously a Friday deadline, so it might be a different time depending on where you are in the world. Let me know in the chat. Let's have a look and see who we've got in the chat today. So we have got Nixie is here. We've got Joshua Karras says first time joining the stream. Well, thank you very much for joining the stream for the first time. I hope you do enjoy what you see today. We do love a good stream on the FPL Mate channel, although it can get a little bit silly, can't it? Often is the case. Trilog is here as well. Snickerbo is totally fine. Good. Good. Sonia, hi from Trinidad and Tobago. We got the Caribbean gang in the chat. Noah's here as well. Alan says hi, bro. Singapore night. Orion is procrastinating whilst studying. Come on, man. You gotta get your FPL sorted first. That's the priority, and then we can look after your education. Leon in India there. Rich wants more silly. I'll tell you what, guys, I can't lie. Because we're doing such a long stream today, I can already feel a head loss. Like, definitely sometimes in these streams, particularly if I stream for too long, you guys manage to break me. Sometimes you manage to break me. I can see myself breaking down today. So that could be interesting. Yeah, the football shirt we are wearing today, those of you guys, some people saying it's a cool jersey. I agree, man. I agree. But those of you who have maybe been around the channel a bit longer may recognize this football shirt, which I haven't worn in quite some time. It's actually on the intro. So when I throw up an intro for the video, you can actually see this football shirt in the intro. That's how long it's been around. Hang on. Watch the intro very carefully. I'm about to show it now. Look out for this football shirt in this. There it is. It flashed on screen very briefly there, but you might have just caught it. All right, we'll do it one more time, and it's right at the start. It's the shirt that is here. It's like right here. So pay attention to this spot. There. One frame, I know, but still. So this is my lucky crab shirt. It is the football shirt that brings the luck. And by jingo, do I need some luck right now? So I've had to bust out the big guns, and the big guns, I don't mean these. These are definitely not the big guns. These are the small guns. This is the big gun. This is the big gun. This shirt right here to bring some luck. Jeremy says this is like one of those eye tests they gave us at school. No one gave me an eye test at school. Maybe at the opticians. I've had a few eye tests there in my time. I'm probably due an optician's appointment, to be fair. I am a glasses wearer or a contact lens wearer, as the case may be. That seems to be the case. Carter's also meant to be studying. Come on, man. Let's get this studying going. I'll be your background. I'll be your background, like, white noise whilst you study. I've got no problem with that. Mark says, yay, for once I'm on the stream because it's Friday. Let's go, Mark. Thank you for joining me, man. And yeah, Mark, thank you for the kind message on the video. Was that yesterday or this morning? I can't remember when I saw that. I can't remember. Pretty early today. Yeah, we are, man. Yeah, we are. Should we talk about some FPL? I want to start off. Start off by talking about captains. Would that be okay with you guys if we talk about captains first? Because I feel like that is a big decision this week. It's one of those weeks where I'm looking at, like, genuinely, there could be like 10 different players that all look like genuine potential captain options this week. I'm not saying they're all like perfect or they're all amazing, but there's definitely a lot of options this week to go a bit crazy. And I think that's mainly because Salah is playing against Chelsea. Of course, Salah's not been in incredible form necessarily anyway. And we've got some decent fixtures, you know. So, yeah, lots of options. Are we thinking a Brentford player against Manchester United? Are we thinking Jared Bowen against Spurs? Who else have we got this week? Like Marmoush or De Bruyne against Wolves? It goes on and on. Watkins maybe this week. Isaac. We could keep going, couldn't we? Right, let's get a poll. And here's the problem, guys, with the poll. There is so many options. So I imagine other. We're going to put an other category in the poll. I think it's going to be very popular this week. So let's start ourselves off. Who is your game week 35 captain? Keith says turn the volume up. Keith, you turn the volume up. I'm just kidding. Am I actually a little quiet? I don't think I am quiet. I'm looking at all of my settings and things seem to be okay. So it might be on your end, my friend. Fingers crossed anyway. So, because I have got volume monitoring on my end to make sure it's looking good. So, we're going to put the captain options as Mbermo, Salah, Marmouche. Volume's fine. Good to hear, guys. Good to hear. Thank you very much. Mbermo, Salah, Marmouche, and other. Who could the other be? Could be one of many, many players. And if you are going for someone other, do let me know in the chat who you're going for as your captain this week. I'm curious to see where your head's at. But let's see what you got, guys. Mbermo, Salah, Marmouche, and other. Who we got? We've got Bowen, Isaac. A couple of Isaacs, actually. Hammocks says KDB. A couple of people KDB here. Yazito, Trillock, KDB, man. I'm super curious about that one. I'm really curious about the De Bruyne captain shout. Because obviously, he was rested in the FA Cup. That was a week ago. Playing tonight. I'm hoping we might get some early Man City team news today as well. And if we do, we get that confirmation that De Bruyne is starting, that's quite nice, isn't it? Definitely a big option there against Wolves. Could be good. My one concern is that Wolves are on a generational win streak right now. They are beating everyone that is put in front of them. That said, they have played the bottom 7 teams. Is it bottom 7 or bottom 6? Bottom 6 teams, maybe, in their last 6 game weeks. So they've played the obviously, it might even be 7. It could even be 7. So they've played, obviously, Southampton, Leicester, and Ipswich. They've played West Ham. They've played Everton. They've played Man United. They've played Spurs. They played West Ham. And then I suppose they are the next worst team after that. So they've only played teams worse than them. But that's still a really impressive run of results. It has to be said. It is still pretty decent. So but one thing, with Wolves winning games consistently, getting a lot of good results in a row, you wonder if that might continue to breed the confidence that they might cause Man City some kind of issues. Or it could be a reality check of where they're at right now, when now they're playing at a team that is actually really strong right now. We've got a super chat from Mark here who says, I'm ranked in the top 25k. Mark, that's really good, man. Just want to hang on, worried to go against Salah and lose rank. Is Salah the safe choice this week, or is it Mbermo? I think among the top managers this week, it will be Mbermo. So if you are in that kind of top 50k area, I can see Mbermo being a more popular captain choice than Salah. So there might not be too much in it, particularly when we drop down to around 100,000 in the world. If you're kind of around there, there might be a little bit more Salahs as we start to drop down the ranks a little bit more, which is a really positive sign from Mbermo. Typically, if we see a captain being more captained the higher up the ranks you go, it's usually a pretty good sign that they're a pretty nice captain and an opportunity to maybe bet against the overall player base, at all kind of ranks. So I would say if you're a top 50k right now, and Mbermo is your safe captain, if you're maybe, I don't know, around 50k or maybe down towards 100k, I think there'll be a healthy split between Mbermo and Salah, and it might just be a case of just picking out who do you think is the better pick. Who do you like more as a captain? Now, I think I like Mbermo more. And if you guys were to ask me, who should I captain this week, Dan? What is the sensible choice? What is the smart choice? My answer is Brian Mbermo, of course. I'm not going to pick Brian Mbermo because I want to make sure that I curse some other players to help you guys out. I've decided to use my 50-50 power to help others. Like the world's worst superhero, right? So that's the plan. That's the plan. Mark here says, "Hi Dan, advise when to use the assistant manager chip." Well, it's either this week or next. You've got two choices left because obviously the assistant manager chip lasts for 3 game weeks, and there's only 4 game weeks left. So you are going to have to pick between now and next week. I think I would maybe be, if you don't have a third Man City player in your squad right now, I think I would be tempted to just go simple, go safe, and go Pep Guardiola for your third Man City asset, I suppose. But we can have a look at through some of the other fixtures. I mean, you guys have just been staring at my face for God knows how long. I'm sure you're pretty sick of that. You want to see me move. You want to see me move into the top corner. Off I go. I'm going up here. Off I go. And now I'm here. All right, let's check out the fixtures. We're on Fantasy Football Hub. Penalty taker for West Ham should be Lucas Paqueta. He is their usual penalty taker. Well, we got a lot of traffic on the Hub website. No, we haven't. There we go. It was me. Okay, so let's check out these fixtures here. I think Everton have some opportunity for table bonus if you wanted to go there. Fulham and Newcastle, but I don't think they're super easy fixtures. Ipswich have good fixtures, but I don't think I'd go there. We've got Leicester. Again, you're not going to touch them. We've got Brentford here. Don't think there's any table bonus there for them. And then you've got Man City. Strong team, strong fixtures. No table bonus, but, you know, they're Man City, so it doesn't matter too much. So City would definitely be high on my list. Don't think I'd go for Forest, given current form. West Ham aren't going to get table bonus against Spurs and Man United, unfortunately, but they would get table bonus against Forest. Do you think West Ham are good enough to beat Forest at home? Possibly. Possibly. Spurs wouldn't touch Aston Villa. The fixtures aren't good enough, and there's no table bonus there. And we've got Fulham. You know, it's tough out there. I mean, if you're looking for just a straight no table bonus, plain and simple, nice and easy assistant manager, then I think Pep Guardiola is going to be the answer there. And I'd probably prefer to play that chip now rather than in game week 38. Then we kind of, if we go down the table a little bit lower, we can see Crystal Palace have that Forest game, which I believe they're eligible for table bonus. Let me just double check that real quick. Because Forest did drop down the league a couple of places. So are they still eligible? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they are. So you can get table bonus from Crystal Palace against Forest. And that could be nice. I don't mind that too much. You're not going to get any against Tottenham or Wolves, but, you know, these are not too bad fixtures. So if you're going this game week for your assistant manager, Crystal Palace is the slightly riskier play. I think I'd be very tempted by that. So I think Man City safe, Crystal Palace risky. In both occasions, I would use it this game week. If you've got any other chips as well, for example, Todd in the chat says I've got a free hit as well. Free hit is game week 38. At this point, prepare to use your free hit in game week 38. That's what I would say. Because there's actually a few opportunities there. So, for example, Arsenal against Southampton. Nice triple up there, potentially. We've got, who else have we got? We've got West Ham against Ipswich, maybe, if you like the look of that. We've got Bournemouth against Leicester at home, even though their next 3 are pretty tough. So it would be a nice way to switch in a bunch of them. And I think the biggest thing about free hit game week 38, which I do like free hit 38. It gives you an opportunity to react to whatever's going on in the Premier League. So by game week 38, we're going to know some teams have a lot to play for. Some teams will be on the beach. You know, they'll have nothing left to play for, probably rotate, rest key players. And by looking at, you know, for whom is game week 38 very important? And we can start loading up on some of those players, particularly those teams that have a lot to play for, playing against teams with not much to play for. We can also look at individual players. You know, is there a golden boot race? Is there a golden glove race? And these things are going to be important to individual players as well. And therefore, it means that you might want to go for a couple of these players. I mean, it's just a golden boot Premier League. Like, it's Mo Salah by a mile. But, like, over the next couple of weeks, if we see Isak start to catch up a little bit, you never know. It could go down to the wire, and we could see a genuine Golden Boot challenge here. Or, you know, Mo Salah, he's broken the record for goal contributions. Does he push it one further? Does he try and, you know, cement this record as an unbeatable, unbreakable one? And we can kind of look at that kind of stuff. Which is what, by the way, that's one of the reasons I think Salah is still a pretty good pick for the rest of the season. You know, if he's pushing up those records, he has individually got stuff to play for still, which is going to be quite important. Everton is good for an assistant manager. The fixtures are good, but like the fixtures are good, but like you may as well go for Man City if you're not going to get table bonus anyway. You may as well pick a better team. Like, even though Everton have slightly better fixtures, we would expect Man City to produce more assistant manager points, I think. You know, they'll get just as good results, if not better. They'll score more goals. They'll probably keep more clean sheets there as well. So therefore, I think Man City makes a little bit more sense. I think, anyway. Right, so there you go, Mark. That's when to use your assistant manager. And for anyone else, Brighton table bonus, someone said. Carter's Brighton table bonus. Brighton do have some table bonus, don't they? Against Newcastle and Liverpool in the next 3. Do you fancy Brighton to beat Newcastle and Liverpool? Or even get a draw? Little risky, right? And I'm not sure I love that Wolves away fixture. I mean, that would be like a really risky play. I think I prefer the Crystal Palace move. I think Palace have got a better chance of getting a result at Forest than Brighton do against Newcastle or Liverpool. I suppose it only needs to come off once, but still, I think I prefer Crystal Palace and Glasner. I mean, unless you're tripled up on Crystal Palace, in which case I guess that is somewhat problematic. But if you can make one transfer to remove like Mateta or Sarr or Munoz, whoever you want to remove for 1 week. And then you can just bring in Glasner. Then you can activate your assistant manager chip for free, can't you? And pick up your first manager for free. So we'd definitely be thinking about that. It is somewhat risky to go for Palace ahead of Man City, but we're at the end of the season now. We've seen how many points you can gain from going for table bonus managers. Hammocks here says had planned KDB for Murphy for double game week. Is it still an okay swap? I mean, there's no double game week for Man City anymore. That's been confirmed. And by the way, I should note here, guys, there is still a small chance of Spurs Aston Villa for a double in game week 36. That's not been ruled out yet. I don't think it's super likely, but there is still a noteworthy possibility. But we are running out of time on that one because that game, if it were to be played, if it were to be moved, it would be in, 6 days? So we are running out of time for that one. But hey, you never know. You never know. But would I do it regardless? I mean, Murphy, I think, is fine for the Brighton game. I don't think this is an essential move at all. See, I like KDB as a pick generally, but I don't think there's anything wrong with Murphy for this game week. You could perhaps wait 1 more week before making that particular transfer. I don't think I'd do it, personally. Unless you really want De Bruyne, in which case, of course, go for it. You guys want a wildcard draft? We can definitely do that today. We've got enough time. No problem there. Right, a couple more super chats here. Eunice says, start Rodgers or Sarr? I think I'll go Rodgers. I'm going to say Rodgers. He's a little bit more reliable, isn't he? Than Sarr, who you never know what you're going to get from Sarr. Don't get me wrong, I've got no problem with Sarr for this game week, but I think I would edge towards Rodgers. We'll do a bench list shortly. Mark says, and Burmo didn't do well yesterday. Still a safe captain. Yeah, man. I don't think anything's changed on that one. He had a couple of shots. He had a couple of key passes in that game. Nottingham Forest are famously a difficult team to break down, so I'm not totally surprised that he didn't mega haul in that game. But on another day, maybe it was him. Maybe, you know, it's instead of it being Sharda on the left wing, it's Mbermo on the right wing. It's, you know, you never know what's going to happen. But Mbermo generally has been a super reliable FPL asset, and I don't think that's suddenly changed. And I also think Manchester United is a probably at this moment an easier fixture than Nottingham Forest, because Forest have so much to play for in the Premier League, and Man United have absolutely nothing to play for in the Premier League. So I don't think that's changed too much, to be honest. Still think is your safe bet. Ravi says Isak or Salah for captain, and Burmo was average yesterday. Still not feeling Mbermo. Yeah, but the thing is, man, like people say this all the time. Oh, Mbermo, you know, looks average, and then the next week he'll, you know, get a brace and an assist, scores a penalty, and you know the whole mentality, the whole view on Mbermo changes very, very quickly with things like that. I think if Mbermo, if his name was Mo Salah, I think people would be more lenient with a game week off. I mean, remember, short memories, man. Like game week 34, 2 goals and an assist. Is that right? 2 goals and an assist? Or was it 1 goal and 2 assists? No, he's got 2 goals, right? Just to make sure I'm not going crazy here. Yeah, 2 goals, 1 assist against Brighton. I wouldn't judge him too much. You know, 0.38 XGI against Forest is not that bad. You know, I don't think that is something that we need to worry about. I think people will naturally be more down on Mbermo because he got the yellow card as well, which makes his score seem worse. Yellow cards will come randomly, and he's not a player who typically gets a lot of yellow cards anyway. 3rd of the season. So yeah, I still think Mbermo is the recommended captain. I still think he is. Oh man, we've got a few more super chats here. Really appreciate that, guys. It really does help out the channel so much. So Sanketh here says Milenkovic or Munoz in the starting 11. I think I'd back Munoz for the home fixture, for playing for a defense that is certainly on the underlying numbers looking better than Forest right now. And also Munoz has better attacking threat than Milenkovic as well. So generally speaking, I think Munoz is probably going to be the preference over Milenkovic. I think there's a few reasons for that. I think we can justify that one. And then we've got Otto here says, Captain KDB, Marmoush, Captain KDB, Marmoush, Isak, Bowen, or Mbermo if I'm chasing 350k. I'm 350k as well, Otto, man. So I feel it. I feel it. I think I'm going to go for Bowen. But I cannot reiterate enough. Mbermo is the safe captain pick this week. And I do also like the look of Marmoush. But Bowen against Spurs, you feel that has some upside, don't you? You feel that has some you have some potential there. So possibly something like that. But if you've got De Bruyne, definitely consider it. We know what De Bruyne is capable of, don't we? Could be really interesting. All of them are great, Otto. All of those captain choices are really great. It's so difficult to just pick one and say this is the best. I would say Mbermo for me, but I like them all. I think I'd maybe give Isak a miss because it's an away fixture and because I feel like Newcastle's goals are quite spread at the moment between various players. You could say the same thing about Man City in fairness, but you feel that you would get a slightly bigger upside from a De Bruyne or Marmoush. Bowen's interesting because you feel like he will get a decent goal share. Like the attacking contributions are not really spread for the likes of Spurs. The only frustrating thing is that Spurs do have a weakness on the opposite side of the pitch to Bowen. So Bowen will be up against the left back. Usually we prefer a left winger against Spurs compared to a right winger. But, you know, that could breed creativity if Bowen is crossing the ball across to the other side. Or the other side's crossing, you know, finding that defensive weakness and crossing over to Bowen, to be fair. Could work both ways. If you push me for an answer or so, I'd probably say De Bruyne. It seems fun, right? But they're all great. Sid Fisher says, would you bench Mateta, Sarr, or Rodgers? I would probably bench Sarr and play Mateta and Rodgers. We'll do the bench lists in a moment to kind of start getting some things in order. Ravi says Isak can punish Brighton. United defense is decent. Is it United heavily rotating, trying to get the job done in the Europa League? I have no doubt Isak can punish Brighton, but I don't think United's defense is that good. They have improved in recent game weeks. I have to admit, but I still would fancy Mbeumo against them because we're talking about Mbeumo, one of the best FPL assets in the entire game against a team that we know are going to be rotating. We know this competition is not their priority, and we've got a penalty-taking man here as well. I think Mbeumo seems like a pretty good shout. But like, don't get me wrong, Isak, if he can recapture some of his form, then he could definitely punish Brighton. But I'd be just as concerned with, and yes, it could be like Isak scores a brace, amazing, points galore, awesome stuff. But on a different week, Newcastle, as we expect, get a couple of goals against Brighton, but it's Murphy and it's Barnes and it's, maybe one of the midfield guys who end up getting the FPL points. And, then you're like, I wish I'd just gone for a player who maybe is more central to their team. Not saying Isak isn't central. He is so much of what Newcastle have been all about this season. But it does seem the Newcastle attacking returns are more spread than ever before right this moment. Right, so let's maths something. Says, sell Savino for Bowen on a free. Amazing work, mate. Thank you very much, man. Would I do that for free? I think so, yeah. I think I would. If you've got Mbeumo already, unless you just can't afford Mbeumo. But yeah, I like that move. I do like that move. I would consider it. Strongly consider it. Hammocks with another super chat here says, Kepa, Pickford, Gavardio, Livramento, White, Nori, Milenkovic, Sessegnon, Kluivert, Mbeumo, Salah, Bowen, Murphy, Marmoush, Larson, Isak. And 4.9 million in the bank and one free transfer. No DW wasn't the plan. Oh, no double game week wasn't the plan. Yeah, man, like you and me both. Transfer / bench tips. Okay. So you play Pickford, Gavardio, Milenkovic, and Sessegnon or Livramento. Let's say Sessegnon, the attacking potential. I think, or do we do Livramento above Milenkovic? Maybe we do, Okay, Pickford, Livramento, Gavardio, Sessegnon for your defense. Then for your attackers, obviously you could play Mbeumo, Salah, Bowen, Murphy, Marmoush, and Isak. And I'll play, should we say play Kluivert against Arsenal? Like Arsenal expected to rotate this game. And Kluivert on penalties. Maybe that edges him just above Strand Larson, who also has a difficult fixture away against Man City. I think Kluivert penalty factor maybe pushes him slightly above Strand Larson. The alternative, if you've got a load of money in the bank, is you could just move Kluivert to someone else. Can you do Kluivert to like De Bruyne? Have you got a slot for him? Yeah, you do. You could just do Kluivert to De Bruyne, and that solves that one. Bench Strand Larson. Hammocks, that's probably what I would do. In fairness, let's go with that. I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that one. Sorted. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Right. We feeling the bench list, boys and girls. Let's see where we are with the captains. Who's your Gameweek 35 captain? And Mbeumo 48%. Marmoush 18%. Salah 15%. Other 19%. Ooh. Daquan says, Nori to Saliba or roll and start Livramento and Milenkovic. I would roll. Nori will be useful for next for next week onwards. Sid Vicious says Saka and Savino to Mbermo and Bowen and bench Sar. I like it. I like it. Clivert or Iwobi? I think Clivert for pens. If you get a penalty, and Arsenal can give away a penalty or two. They are more than capable of giving away a penalty. Trust me, I watch them every week. It's going to be Clivert feasting. Need you says no girls here, MF. I'm sure there are some girls here. I mean, are you telling me that the ladies don't love a bit of FPL Mate? I think you're mistaken. You must be mistaken. We've got some more projections here. Let's do the bench list. Let's do the bench list. We'll start the bench list off, and then we'll pause it, and we'll come back to it. I have a hankering. I have a hankering for a list of bench options. Don't know about you guys. Let's get her done. Right. Where is it now? There you are. Okay. So, how are we getting on? Jojo Cobb says, hi, Dan. Thanks for including me in the experts video again. No problem, man. Keep up the great work. Mark says, Mbermo is 4th on Hub with predicted points below Wissa. Yeah, I'm not totally surprised by that. Wissa's been doing really well recently. But 4th is still good. 4th is still good. How old are you, bro? Too old. Too old to be messing around on YouTube. Laura says, yes, there are girls here. I knew it. I knew it. They thought they could sneak in the background. Sarah's here as well. I knew you were there. I could feel it in my bones. Right, anyway. We know how the bench list works, guys. So what we're going to do is you guys are going to tell me a whole bunch of players. Just not just any old player. If there are any players that you are currently thinking about benching, then let me know in the chat. I don't want to see players who are definitely going to play. So, you know, if you're saying like, I don't know, Mbermo, he's not like a potential bench player. You're going to play Mbermo no matter what if you have him. And then we're going to figure out which ones are priority plays and which ones you can maybe afford to bench. I'm going to figure it out. King Sorrow says, do you still have no skincare routine? I can confirm I still have no skincare routine. Is that bad? Do I need to get it? I need someone to help me out, man. I don't have any kind of skincare routine. My skincare routine is to not go outside ever. Never touch grass, and you will never have to deal with the dangers of sun damage. Let's throw some players on here that you guys are talking about. So Jacob Murphy is going to be on here. I'm going to put him above Ismail Assar, Konate, you know, any Liverpool defender. I think I'm not going to be super high priority this week. I would back a player like Munoz. Would I actually? Is that true? They'll be similar. Munoz and Konate are going to be similar, I think. All right, we've got De Bruyne. Saka is actually going to go... I play a defender above Saka, I think. Oh, would I? Oh. I'm going to put him here. And then we have the likes of Mateta. I'd be happy to play Mateta this week. I'd be happy to play him. Would I play him ahead of Murphy? Probably not. Andy Martin. If Andy Martin has said something on Twitter, it's probably a joke. His tweets are not serious. It's a meme account. So I wouldn't worry about it. What else have we got here? So, Strand Larson. Strand Larson's going to drop a little lower than some of these guys. We're going to put him down here. Ruben Dias. I would play Ruben Dias if you have him. Wait, he goes like that. Savinho. Savinho's so difficult, man. Because, like, it looks good. If he plays this week, it's a good matchup for him this week against Wolves, who do concede a lot of goals from the kind of pockets, the kind of areas that we often see that Savinho pop up in. Wolves do actually concede some goals, a lot of goals in that kind of area, or have done this season. So genuinely tempted to play Savinho. If I get the news that Savinho is starting this week, I think I play him. I think I just straight up play him. But if he's not starting, I'll probably sell him because he's causing me too many headaches. For now, I'm going to put him here because we don't know. But he could see himself higher up the list if we get team news that he's starting. Right, Saliba. You play Saliba. Probably above some of these guys, to be fair. Ruben Dias over Munoz. I think so. I think so. Maybe. I think so, yeah. Like, Man City have got, like, some of the best odds. I think they've got the second best clean sheet odds this game week. Only Everton have got better up against Ipswich. Right, Ait Nori. Yeah, straight up. Straight up bench. Easy bench for Ait Nori. Oh, that's not how you spell Ait Nori. Milenkovic. Again, I don't think he's going to go super high for me. Probably above like Nori. I've kind of lost faith in Nottingham Forest clean sheets, to be honest. -4 Savinho to Bowen? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's because you have good skin. My skin is not bad, but like it is probably mostly the camera that is doing some work. Helping me out a little bit. Right. Should I captain Wissa? Yeah, you could do. Why not Isak for captain? Yeah, again, Isak is totally fine for captain as well. Right, Livramento seems to be popular here. Let's throw him in. I think I'm gonna go below Canate. And am I gonna go below Milenkovic as well? I am. No, I'm not. I changed my mind. Assist potential. I think around here. He is going to be better than some defenders, but not all. Chris Wood on the bench list. I don't think if you have Wood, you play him, right? Reasonably high. Maybe below Mateta. Something like that. Rogers Conser. Conser's probably somewhere around here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to throw Conser here. Rogers can go above Saab, but below Wood. Let's Get Her Done is back. Let's Get Her Done is always here. Don't worry. It's just sometimes it hides in the background for a couple of weeks, but sometimes we've got to get her done. Right, Sessegnon, let's get her done. Let's get Sessegnon on this list. Pretty low, but above some of these players for that attacking threat. Away fixture against Aston Villa. I'm gonna put him above Konsa, below Munoz. Here. That works for me. Dan Burns can go like below down here. Is there any other like major players like missing right now? What about Bournemouth players? Bournemouth players are tricky because it's an away fixture against Arsenal, but we don't know how much Arsenal are going to rotate. It's difficult to say. KB will play for sure. I think De Bruyne will play, yeah. King Sorrow, I'm sorry, man. I literally don't have a skin routine at all. Like, occasionally, like, my wife will put a face mask on me, but that is as far as it goes. Honestly, my skin care routine is just not going outside. That is the whole routine. Just stay indoors every day, all day. That is the routine. That's all I can offer you. TMI, fair enough. Why is Burns so low? Newcastle aren't that great defensively, really. And it's like Brighton to score a decent amount of goals. Burn, yes, he scored a goal, but it's not going to happen every week. You do some goalkeepers, Raya and Martinez. Play Raya above Martinez. Touch some football pitch, Dan. I don't want to. I kind of like it indoors. Like, I get my football enjoyment from watching football on the television and playing FIFA. That's pretty much it. Pickford, Pope. Okay. Pickford goes top. Pope goes probably bottom here. All right. We'll put like 2 more players on, and then we will pause and come back. Who seems popular? Savinho, we've got Mateta, we've got Rogers, we've got Eze. A few people who've got Eze. Okay, let's do Eze and one more. Who are people talking about? Cunha? Eze and Cunha. Let's go with that. With Areola as well. Who I'm going to put, yep. Eze and Cunha. So Eze will go probably here. And we'll put Cunha obviously above Strand Larson. Oh, it's difficult. Is he going to be above Sarr? Yes. Is he going to be above Rogers? Yes, but I'm no further than that. This is as high as I'm willing to go. That's as high as I'm willing to go on Cunha. Bowen is not going on the bench list. You don't bench Bowen. You're not going to bench Bowen. You're not going to bench Watkins. I can see here as well. You're not going to bench these players, realistically. Like, I can't imagine a squad you might have that would involve benching either of those guys. These are like some of the best players of the game week, or for this game week. So you're not going to bench them. Everton defenders as well. None of them. You don't bench any of them. I'm going to show you exactly why. If you just bear with me 1 moment, please. And I will be right with you. I just need to find what I'm looking for. Right, here we go. Right, goodbye bench list for now, but we will be back, and in greater numbers. Rob T, he's back for another game week. What's he got for us? Let's find out. So, here are the projected goals and clean sheet odds for you. So we see Everton still #1 highest chance of a clean sheet with 46% against Ipswich. Very, very nice. Very, very good. Man City 40% are in second for those clean sheet odds. Brentford 34% chance here. That's third. Aston Villa up to fourth now. Oh, that may make me reconsider my team. I might play... You got to go with the bookies odds, right, guys? I might play Konsa ahead of Saliba. And then just go single Arsenal defence. Would that be crazy? I was on the fence on this one anyway. Did mention it in yesterday's video that I thought that Arsenal's clean sheet odds would drop a little bit over the next 24 hours, and they have. So that does edge me towards Konsa. if we're playing this kind of game anyway. Right, anyway. After that, Arsenal and Crystal Palace, 29% chance of a clean sheet. Did we say Brentford, 34%? I think we did. They're in third. Then Villa, then Arsenal, then Crystal Palace. And the rest of it, pretty crap, to be honest. It's not great. It's not great viewing. Not expecting too many clean sheets this week, really. Not compared to last week, where there was a lot more good chances of clean sheets compared to this week. So it's a poor week for clean sheets. Looking at the attackers, maybe because Muniz is out for the season. Yeah, it could be, to be fair. Like, obviously, Raul Jimenez is kind of stinking up the gaff a little bit at the moment. So, looking at the projected goals, Man City have the highest here. Brentford are third behind Everton 2. Everton 2 projected goals. I would like to see them try. Like, don't get me wrong, I think they're capable of 2 goals against Ipswich, but I would say that that is a higher estimation rather than a average projection. And that's how these work, by the way, guys. These the kind of projected goals, just for anyone who's kind of new to stats-based approaches to FPL. So basically how it works is we're looking at the probabilities. If you were to play, let's take Man City versus Wolves as an example. If this game were to be played 100 times, we would expect Man City to score an average of 2.35 goals each of those 100 games, and Wolves score an average of 0.93 goals on average per game. And then, you know, again, if this game was simulated 100 times, Man City would keep a clean sheet 40% of the time, Wolves would keep a clean sheet 10% of the time, and the other 50% of the time, neither team would keep a clean sheet. So that is how that works. That's how that works. Carter says second last home game. I see Everton scoring 2 easy. They have to have. This is my issue. Like, I have no doubt that Everton can create the chances to score 2 goals. Will they actually finish them? History tells us not necessarily. Mark says, convince me that Mateta is better than Sarr. Okay. Well, I mean, Mateta has been scoring more goals than Sarr. He is seemingly in more confidence and in more form as well. I think Mateta is probably on penalties. Maybe it's Eza, maybe it's Mateta. But let's say Mateta's on penalties. Sarr is not going to be on penalties at all. I think another thing about Mateta is he's taking a lot of shots from distance, but he's playing with that kind of confidence and that touch where it is finding the back of the net. To be transparent, both Mateta and Sarr are putting up pretty weak data at the moment. But Sarr is putting up weak data and not converting the few chances he has. And Mateta is putting up weak data and is converting the few chances he has. So in that sense, I do prefer Mateta over Sarr. That would be why I would play. I would prefer Mateta over Sarr. Mo says, is Eze to Bowen worth a -4? I don't think so, no. I don't think so. Oh, Nicole, no, I've missed your super chat. Sorry, my friend. Hi, Dan, 75 points in blank game week 34. Wissa and Sessegnon saved me from a red arrow. I'm 218k. Does Chiesa replace Salah in the Liverpool starting 11? No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Salah continues to play, continues to push that record up. Liverpool aren't in any other competition, so there's no real reason to bench or rest Salah. There's nothing to rest him for. A Liverpool season is in many senses done, and it's going to be about those personal achievements for players, or, you know, maybe finding a way to give some players some minutes, but also pushing that total up as well. You know, I don't know if Liverpool are going to be satisfied with their current amount of points going into the record book for a Premier League win when they have the opportunity to push up the points a little bit further, right? So I don't think Salah is going to be suddenly out of the team. Sure, Salah could be, you know, maybe he's benched 1 game out of the next 4, but I don't think it's going to, you know, just become a regular thing. 6.6 million in the bank. Enzo or Kluivert to Bowen? I would say Enzo to Bowen. I don't think Chelsea really have any good fixtures left now, do they? Whereas at least Clivert has Gameweek 38. So you could just be benching Clivert for now. So I would sell Enzo. There you go, Nicole. That's what I would do, my friend. Oh, Kabbalah says, Dan, if you didn't know, Chiesa is not eligible for a Premier League medal since he only has 4 appearances in the Premier League. Needs to be a minimum of 5 to get a medal. Will he start? Bench appearances count for that, right? So maybe he gets a bench appearance. Like I fully expect to, like, you know, we're gonna see more minutes. We're gonna see earlier substitutions. We're gonna see the odd switcheroonie in for Liverpool. Like that, Salah and Luis Diaz probably play 3 or 4. The striker position is more up for grabs, I think, and we might see, you know, Harvey Elliott get some minutes in attack. Chiesa, of course, as we mentioned. Jota, Nunez switching about a little bit. There will be some, but the key players like Van Dijk will continue to play. Salah should continue to play, like, you know, at least 3 out of 4. Trent probably plays 3 out of 4. Canate probably 3 out of 4. You know, those key players in the team. Alisson probably plays 4 out of 4. Maybe he, you know, maybe Kelleher comes in for the final game of the season, something like that. Yeah, it's not. The further we go into the season, the deeper we get into towards the final game week, the more rotation risk we'll see. But right this very second, I don't know. Like, you think Liverpool will go full strength against Arsenal next week, right? To teach him a lesson. Stefan says if he plays again even 1 minute, he gets a medal. It might be that kind of deal. That we've seen that so many times in the Premier League that players will just come on in the 90th minute just to collect their medal for the season. And has Chiesa earned the medal? I mean, I guess you're part of the squad, aren't you? So, you know, that's obviously very important to be part of the team and part of the squad that's going on to win football games. But there we go, guys. It looks like Man City, somehow Everton, Brentford, and interestingly Chelsea with decent projected goals. I like West Ham 1.8. I do like West Ham 1.8. We'll see what other projections we have. We might have some other interesting stuff here. So, top projected goal scorers. Marmoush 0.69, Isak 0.57, Watkins 0.56, Vardy 5.4, Brocha 5.4, Palmer 4.5, and Burmo 4.4. So actually, Mbermo's slightly behind Cole Palmer this week for the goal projections, which is wild. Wissa's there, Salah's there, Jackson's there, Fulkrog, Bowen, and Die. We'll always love playing against Ipswich at home. Mateta, Raul, Asensio, Trossard, Saka, Wood. I think Asensio is probably only there because of penalty share, which he's expected to have some of. Let's see if that becomes a reality. Saka 0.35 if he starts. Trossard a little lower than I expected. Looks like Marmoush is the odds-on guy to score this week. But if you do fancy a midfielder, you know, we've got a couple of players, and Burmo, Salah, and Bowen look like the top midfielders. No De Bruyne here. How are they still rating Palmer against Liverpool? It's like market odds. It's market odds, and you know, Palmer has penalty share, for example. If Liverpool, if Chelsea get a penalty against Liverpool, then you know that comes in. If you consider like he has maybe how many penalties do teams typically get? A team like Chelsea's probably one penalty every 4 or 5 games on average across the season. So that already puts his projected goals to 0.2, 0.25, assuming he converts the penalty. So maybe you drop it down to 0.2. But Mbeumo is also on penalties as well. He is, but Are Brentford more likely to win penalties than Chelsea? Historically, no. They do. They are another team that do win penalties. So I don't know. I don't know. That's but we're not talking about Burma. We already know why Burma is got decent projections here. We're talking about why is Palmer up here as well. And penalties will play a big part in that. That's why he'll be above a Bowen, for example, who is not on penalties, unless Paqueta isn't playing. Is there any argument to say Paqueta wouldn't play? Let's have a look. What's his minutes? Has he got any early subs recently? I haven't actually checked that. No early subs recently. 90 every game. Incredible. Incredible stuff. Right, so there you go. There's your top projected goal scorers for game week 35. Marmouche is taking the cake. He really, really is. Isak and Watkins are interesting there as well, though. They really are. Didn't expect to see them higher than Wissa. I think I'd put Wissa ahead. Would you go Mbermo or Marmouche? I think if I'm advising other people, I will always say Mbermo this week. We've got some more projected top scorers. So this is from 21 onwards. And we do finally see De Bruyne 0.33 projected goals, but of course has that assist share as well. Richarlison here against West Ham if he starts. Kudus. Ismaila Sarr is on here. Paqueta with his penalties. Evan Nilsson. Rogers, Jota, Sharda. Tel Eze. Eze below Sarr. Wow. Madueke, Nwaneri, Martinelli, Camaldine, Decore, Gakpo. Cunha, 0.25. Wow, that's low. Barnes, top 0.23. That's a little low as well. No Murphy, but we have got Clive at 0.23 there as well. Wow. Did you free hit last week? If so, how do you have 2 free transfers? You can roll free transfers through free hits and wildcards now, as of this season. TJ in the chat says, shall I tell the rest of the league about FPL Friday deadline? Well, that is a moral dilemma, isn't it? I mean, you could say that this is kind of for them to figure out. It's each man for themselves. If the top of the mini league is tight, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I mean, it's not like you told them it wasn't the deadline. You just didn't tell them it was the deadline. I can appreciate some dark arts in the mini league. All is fair in love and war. Siddhartha, if you free hit last week and you've only got 1 free transfer, it's because you made a transfer somewhere. Like do you mean the free transfer that you would have had in game week 34? Because you don't get that. The free hit counts as a free transfer. So does the wild card. So your wild card and your free hit count as a transfer. So you wouldn't have got the one from last week. So basically, if you had 1 spare transfer in game week 33, then use your free hit in game week 34, you'll have 2 in 35. Trust me, that is how it works. If it didn't work for you guys, then it's probably because you spent that transfer somewhere around. I don't know where. You probably spent it because a free hit and the wild card count as a transfer. It's a good change, by the way. I really like that as a change because it never really made much sense that like you couldn't like you were basically forced to use your transfers if you used a free hit or a wild card. A lot of people saying that theirs didn't roll. It's because you didn't have one. The game doesn't mess up. It doesn't happen. I bet I can find out. In fact, if you think it didn't work for you, tell me your team ID, and I will prove it. I will prove it to you. If you know how to find your team ID and you think that your transfer hasn't rolled, let me know your team ID in the chat and I'll prove it. Right, anything else interesting here before we move on? Assistant manager projections. Glasner, top. All right, Aditya's got his team ID. We're gonna prove this once and for all. We're gonna prove this. Let's whilst I figure it out here. Have a look at the bench list whilst I figure this out. Right. Keep looking at that bench list. I'm getting there. Right. Yeah, I found it. There we go. That was pretty simple. Obviously, you free hit in game week 34. You made 1, 2, 3, 4 transfers in game week 33. 1 in game week 31. A whole bunch in game week 30. I guess that was your wild card. 2 in game week 29. 1 pretty much every game week before that. Sometimes multiple. It is pretty clear that you made a transfer in game week 33 and used up all your frees. It is pretty obvious. You used 4. And you'd only rolled 1 from game week 31 into game week 32. So there you go. You think you had a spare transfer, you did not. Patrick, you think you had 1 in game week 30? When? In game week 33? Or game week 34? If you have 1 in game week 34 and then free hit, that is the 1 in game week 34 used up. Aditya, I got you, man. I got you. Everyone who thinks they should have an extra free transfer, I'll prove every one of you wrong. The game doesn't mess up here. It's coded in. Patrick, if you think you should have an extra transfer, let me know your ID and I'll prove it. Dan, who are you captaining in Burma or Marmouche? I think I'm going to go Bowen, to be honest. I'm feeling the Bowen. You on the bench list back, Theodore? No problem. Who would you sell Van Dijk for? If I had to buy a new defender this week, it would probably be Mikalenko of Everton fame. He'd definitely be my first shout. Pretty straightforward one. Everton just have the best fixtures for clean sheets, don't they? Martinelli captain locked. Whoa, that is brave, Roy. That is brave. Dan, thoughts on Watkins? Yeah, I like him, man. Yeah, I like Watkins right now. I like him. Thoughts on selling Cunha? I don't think I'd sell him. No, I don't know. Because I think Cunha is a pretty nice pick from next week onwards. I might even buy Cunha. I'm thinking for my game week 30, my very early thoughts on game week 36 transfers is either Watkins or Cunha in for Isak. I don't know which one yet. Saka to KDB, Bowen, or Rodgers. KDB or Bowen. I don't think I'd buy Rodgers unless we get some news of double game weeks, which is unlikely. Mark, thank you very much for joining the as a member. You were already a member previously though, right, Mark? But you're back. You've got your FPL Mate membership back. Benefits coming next season, by the way. Where would I put Gvardiol? I'd put him above like above Ruben. So yeah, Gvardiol is likely to be a play for this week. Watkins, I like, yes. Rodgers or Sarr to start. I think both Rodgers and Sarr are on the bench list. They are. Patrick says, you proved me wrong. I did not know a free hit cost a transfer. Apologies. That's no problem, man. It's in fairness, it is a little confusing, which I think is why the previous rule was that free hits and wild cards reset your transfer so there can be no confusion. because I can imagine there are a lot of people sending angry emails to FPL saying, "You stole my transfers. Give them back." Not quite knowing how it works. It is a little confusing. I get it. FPL Amateur, sorry, just joined. Any interesting news? I mean, apart from team news, like injury news, which we haven't gone through in fairness. Should we do injury news? Should we go through everything? Just so we're all on the same page? All the press conferences are in now. Sid Arthur says, can you try my ID? I can, my friend, yes. Let's have a look. So this is your team. You think you didn't make a transfer in game week 33? You made 3. You made 3 you made 3 transfers in game week 33. 1 in game week 31. Game week 30 looks like a wild card. You made 3 in game week 29 as well. 3 in game week 26. There is not a chance you had a spare transfer in game week 33 to roll into game week 35. There's not a chance you had even one. Come on, let's be real here. I love your team name, by the way, Bruno Fernandes. There you go. Oh, and you're in the FPL Mate mini league. Excellent stuff. Right, that's enough for checking IDs. I think we've proven our point here. Often it's the case that that it turns out you did spend a whole bunch of transfers before your free hit. Okay. Let's... What should we have a look at next? Oh, yeah, I was going to do team news. Mo says, chasing rank, thoughts on Watkins' captaincy. I don't hate it, Mo. I don't hate it. There's a whole bunch of captains this week where I think many different captain options all look very, very interesting. Very interesting. There's so many. And Watkins is one of them. Wildcard draft too. Yeah, good point. I'll do a wildcard draft as well. Siddhartha says, my bad, I got confused. I was talking about my transfer I got for Game Week 34, the same week I free hit. If you make a transfer on the same week as you free hit, the transfer is wiped. It's gone. It doesn't count. You can't make a transfer on the same week as you use your free hit. Oh, Salah can break his personal Premier League gold record. That's a really good point, actually. He could. He could. Right, team news. Wild card draft. Back to the bench list. Final questions. Let's do that. So let's go Fantasy Football Hub. And find their... It's the homepage. No, I don't want to go to my dashboard. I want to go to content. And we will go team news and predicted lineups. All right. Zoom out a little bit here. Okay, so we've got an Arsenal predicted lineup, and it does not involve a young Mr. Saka. Doesn't involve Timber either, interestingly. I kind of get that. Okay, so Arteta gave some updates on team news. Calafiori and Jorginho have been ruled out. Kai Havertz could return by the end of the season. Aston Villa. Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. So, Marcus Rashford, apparently he's not available this week, but he could play before the end of the season. Which is it's kind of annoying because he can't play in game week 38 against Man United. But does that mean he could play in game week 37? I mean, game week 36 isn't weeks away. But maybe he plays one game in game week 37. Overall, it's still not looking great, but there's a chance he gets a game. There's a chance he plays in game week 37, which is better than nothing. But yeah, he's still a sell, isn't he? Mark, I'm doing well, man. How are you? Hope you're well as well. So, okay, no Rashford, which really boosts the minutes potential of Watkins. I don't know if this will actually be the lineup, by the way. I'm not sure I 100% agree with this, but, you know, it's going to be something like this. I'd be worried about if, Asensio, Marlins, you're going to hope they play there's no guarantee. For Bournemouth, just expecting standard strong lineup from them against Arsenal. We've got Brentford here. That's the same lineup they play pretty much every week. We did see Rico Lewis get some minutes though, so I don't know. Maybe Rico Lewis is gonna become a starter by the end of the season, possibly. Is there anything interesting in the Bournemouth press conference? Okay, so obviously Evan Nilsson's red card has been rescinded, as we know. Unal Christie are out for the season. Sinisterra is going to return at some point, but not quite yet. For Brentford, Yanel is confirmed out. And I don't think there's any new returnees. For Brighton and Hove Albion, there's still going to be no Joao Pedro. He's still suspended, so it'll be Welbeck up front again. Mitoma, Minter on the wings. Stupinian, Hinchelwood there. So, Van Hecker is back following his head injury. Veltman, Igor, Mitoma, Lamptey are all in a position to start. And Webster is back in training. For Chelsea. Nkunku and Sanchez. So the medical staff are going to tell me something more today on Nkunku. Exactly the same with Robert. He's working already on the pitch. So I think probably compared to Christopher, it's a better situation. But we'll see today. So Sanchez looking good to play. Nkunku probably wasn't predicted to play anyway, in fairness. So similar kind of lineups for Chelsea. We're expecting not too much change there. Crystal Palace, I don't think we're predicting too much rotation this week. Pretty strong team overall. Glasner has said all of his players are available for selection ahead of their match at home to Nottingham Forest on Monday night. All players are still fit, no problems. All players take part in the training sessions, and this is how we want to end the season. Of course, by the way, Crystal Palace haven't played since last Saturday, and they'll be playing on Monday. So it's going to be 9 days. Saturday to Monday, yeah. 9 days without playing a single game of football. Crystal Palace should be at fairly full strength this game week, you would imagine, right? Fairly full strength. Because then, even after that, it'll be almost 2 weeks until the FA Cup final. Yeah. So, yes, it should be a strong squad this week for Crystal Palace. Expecting full strength. Everton against Ipswich. Here we go. I mean, is Broja available? Yeah, I think Broja has a good chance of starting ahead of Beto this week. That's the one thing I'd disagree with here. The defense looks pretty straightforward though. Okay, so David Moyes was asked about whether fans could expect to see striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin feature against a relegated Ipswich on Saturday. I'm hoping to have him around. He's trained this week. In truth, it's probably too quick to put him back in, even if minutes is a bit worrying. And even minutes is a bit worrying. Okay, so he's not even going to come off the bench. I think I want to get him back involved. We only have 3 or 4 weeks to go. So he's going to be back before the end of the season, if I'm getting from that. Broja returns after missing the game against his parent club. Tarkovsky, Mangala, Lindstrom will not feature again this season. Anna Rude with a super chat here says, Saka to Mbeumo and Savinho to Bowen -4 thoughts. I don't think I'd do a -4 there, no. Probably just do Saka to Mbeumo. I don't think I'd do a hit. Fulham. Pretty bog standard starting lineup here. So Marco Silva had a negative update on the fitness of Muniz, who could miss the remainder of the season. It's going to be difficult to have him until the end of the season. Of course, we are going to try, see how he's going to react, but the news is not very good regarding Rodrigo Muniz. We have to see week by week, but it does look difficult for him to be ready until the end of the season. On Anthony Robinson, who missed the weekend's match because of a knee issue, Silva said about Robinson, he's going to be available. So Robinson back this week. For Ipswich, we'll do this quickly. Amari Hutchison, Kajust, and Johnson were not playing last week. And yeah, he hasn't really given any significant update anyway. Leicester, We're not buying Leicester players, are we? Vardy is fine. That's the most important thing. But Stalajic is going to be playing the rest of the season with Hermansen having surgery. Liverpool predicted lineup. This is difficult. This is one of the more difficult ones to predict, I think. So, Liverpool manager Arne Slot commented on Conor Bradley, who picked up a knock in training last week. He will train today. We expect him to be available, but that doesn't mean he will start. If all goes well over the weekend, he will be in the squad. Gomez is targeting a return by the end of the season, and with the title won, Slot is planning to rotate in the remaining games. He said, my lineup will be different to what we've had in the last 10 months. We won't change everyone, but there will be some rotation. Kind of harping back to what I was saying earlier. So I think that some of the key players, Salah, Van Dijk, Alisson, maybe Kanate, probably going to play every game or 3 out of 4 games, but it could see the odd rotation elsewhere. City, the City boys. No Savinho in the predicted lineup here, but anyway. Guardiola was asked about Erling Haaland, who returned to training this week in his pre-match press conference before their clash against Wolves. He's getting better. We are really pleased. Erling is back, but he's not going to play this week. Rodri is also back in training, which is good. We haven't got anything clear on who's going to be starting, so we will be largely at the mercy of potential early team news. If we can manage to get some of that before deadline. Anything interesting here? Mazraoui can't play because of injury. Ahmad and Delict both came on came on as substitutes on Thursday. I wonder if they can get some more minutes for the end of the season, but Europa League's priority now. Newcastle, Joelinton is struggling with his knee. May not be able to play again this season, which I think is bad news, by the way, for Newcastle's defence. I think that is bad news. There's a very, very good chance we see Newcastle slightly weakened here. Botman trained again this week. He could be playing. Botman's a boost, I suppose. As for Nottingham Forest, there's no press conference. Southampton, Onuachu has been training, so he's going to possibly be available. Is that bad news for Leicester clean sheet possibilities? We've got Spurs here. We're expecting rotation here. Oh, look at that. Surely that is not they're going to be their lineup. That can't be right. That cannot be right. Can it? Any Spurs fans in the chat? Danso right back, Gray centre back. Why not just play Spence right back, Davies left back, or Danso centre back, Gray right back? Makes more sense, I think. Well, they are going to rotate though, and there's going to be no Son. I think he's still unavailable. But anyway, Tyler says no. Dancer will be centre back. I thought so. Yep. Spurs fan here. No chance. Dan on that. Yeah, I thought so. It doesn't look right, does it? Doesn't look right. Right. Anyway, press conference notes. Postecoglou updated reporters on Lucas Bergvall. Bad news on him, by the way. It sounds like he's going to be out for the season, doesn't it? So it looks like Bergvall's injury is significant enough to keep him out for the rest of the season. He tweaked some ligaments in his ankle, so he's out. Solanke's not too bad. He's a bit sore from last night, but we don't think it's anything serious. He's a doubt for the weekend, but we hope it'll settle down pretty quick. Madison is a bit more of a concern because it's his knee, but we've sent him for a scan. We're just waiting for the outcome. As for captain Son Heung-min, Son's working hard. He's progressing. He's still doing individual training, but he's out on the grass and feels better every day. We'll see how he's going by Thursday, whether he'll be available for next Thursday. So not going to be playing really for this game week. West Ham. Evan Ferguson is available again after missing the game against the parent club. There was no word on the fitness of Edson Alvarez, though Graham Potter was hopeful of a return when asked ahead of Gameweek 34. On the injury to Crescencio Somerville, Potter said it's been a complicated one with him, and I think we're looking towards pre-season, stage by stage, depending on how he reacts and how he goes. But the target would be the first few weeks in pre-season. So he's out for the season, essentially. Super chat from Samir, who says, should I start Saliba or Livramento? I have Raya. I'd start Saliba over Livramento, I think. Wolves, probably not going to be too many changes here. I don't think there's any... Okay, small problems, but nothing special. We'll see. We have one more training. I hope that everyone is ready throughout the team. Yeah, I don't... No real big giveaways there. There we go. That is all of the team news. And we are now, guys, just over 1 hour till deadline. How are we feeling at this point? Let's do a little check-in with you guys, and then we'll have a look at we'll do a free hit team. We'll do a wild card team for the rest of the season. Let's check in, guys. You know when people like sit on their seats backwards? I don't know if I can do it with this giant chair. What are you guys doing? Just wanted to check in. Everything going on all right? You ready for the game week, do you think? Or still got some decisions to make? Are we locked in with the captain? Or are we feeling good? Are we feeling good? Let me know. I'm interested to hear from you guys. I feel like I'm in like a car seat. Right. This is gonna... Oh my God, I can't get out. See, this is the vibe I'm getting from this right now. Right. So you know when you were a kid and you were in the back seat, and like, I don't know, maybe you got a sibling or something, and you're just mucking around in the back of the car, and your parent tells you off. You should see their head come from behind the seat. Behave yourself. Can you stop mucking around? That's the vibe I'm getting from. That's the vibe I'm getting. Right, let's do Jeremy says I remember that a lot. Yeah, that's basically my entire childhood. Just me and my brother just being absolute nightmares in the back of the car. Right, let's reset this team. We're gonna build a beauty. So let's get some obvious players out the way first. Let's get a really nice midfield going. Let's get at least one Everton defender. Like, that feels important. We're going to throw in Gavardio as well. So then we can move to forwards. Probably looking at Marmoush as an absolute minimum. And I think that forms the base of the team. Oh, you can't see my screen. What have I got on screen right now? Oh yeah, I forgot I was doing the whole I was doing the car seat thing. I forgot about that. Apologies. So this is the base of the team, I think, for if you're on a wild card right now, or if you're not on a wild card, if you're just looking to build a team or move your team using transfers towards a certain template, we'd probably be looking at something like this. Like, I think these were all the top transfer targets for game week 34, game week 35 onwards, right? Is there anyone I'm massively missing here? O'Brien over Mikalenko? Why? I see a lot of O'Brien hype. He's not like cheaper, is he? No, he's not. He's more expensive. Why is he better? Have I missed something? Let's see. Jake O'Brien. Per appearance. Let's go last. However, he scores goals. How many goals does he score? Scored 2 goals this season. Taken 5 shots all season. Scored from 2 of them. By the way, Mikolenko 12 shots this season, 7 in the box. It's not that different. What are the bonus points saying? Mikolenko about the same for bonus points, maybe slightly better. For 0.2 million, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I would say that Mikolenko has better chance of an assist than O'Brien has a goal, right? 2 recently-ish. How recently we're talking? I mean, even so, like the defenders get in good goal-scoring form from centre-back if they're scoring goals from corners. Not really. It just kind of happens randomly, right? I don't know. If you want to go O'Brien and spend the extra 0.2, fine. But I think Mikolenko is your starting point. You could even double up in fairness, couldn't you? What's that goalkeeper rotation they came up with last week? It still worked, right? It was Pickford and someone in 36 and 37. Was it Pickford and Kepa? Yeah, but that was back when we thought there could be a double. So can we do better now? The eye test on O'Brien is impressive. All right. Well, we'll say Mikolenko or O'Brien. O'Brien's playing a different position now, by the way. Last couple of games, he's had to play at centre back, hasn't he? Because of was it last couple of games or last one game? Because obviously Tarkowski's injury has moved O'Brien into centre back. I guess you're avoiding Liverpool defenders. I don't see a strong reason to pick them if you had the choice of anyone. Wissa must be in contention. I agree, yeah. Wissa's got to be in the conversation here. Do we throw him in? Let's do it. We need a guy. Right, can we find another goalkeeper to rotate with Pickford? We need someone really for 36 and 38. Let's find the fixtures again. Fixtures are... No, that's not you. You're here. For 36 and 38, we need like a double green. So we've got Ipswich, no. Spurs, no. Wolves? Maybe. Wolves, maybe. Brentford, maybe. Could be Brentford. Flecken. Sells against Leicester and Chelsea. Nah. I mean, don't get me wrong. The fixtures are fine for Sells, but I don't think so. Let's go Pickford and Flecken. Yeah, Kepa is the other possibility. Villa and Leicester. Who do you trust more defensively, Brentford or Bournemouth? Generally. I don't know if I trust either massively, to be honest. Is there a shout for Crystal Palace in there? Not really. So, yeah, it does narrow us down a little bit here. Why not Raya? Could do. Well, I mean, he covers 38, but not 36. Raya is a little tough for 35 and 37 as well. Let's go Fleckham. I think he's pretty cheap right now. He's easy. It's easy to kind of sell him to you guys right now as well after yesterday. Hope would be decent. I don't think so. Hope is Chelsea at home, and who's it on Gameweek 38? It's Everton at home. Everton at home's not bad. Little expensive as well. Let's go Pickford Flecken as a rotation. And then we need one more forward, one more midfielder, and then it's all about the defenders. So I think I like Watkins for this spot. So let's go Watkins. Is there anyone else that you've put above Watkins? Maybe some people would argue Cunha. Maybe Wood, maybe Mateta. I think Watkins. If I had the choice of anyone, I think I'd choose Watkins. And then we're going to go cheap on the midfielder because this team's getting quite expensive. So we go like Alanga, if I can find him. And where are you, Alanga? There you are. And then we'll go 3 defenders. We're going to have to probably pick a cheapie. There's 3.8. I mean, Wout Fass. Sessignon works for a cheap guy as well. Let's pick our slightly more expensive defenders first. I don't think we go massive on the price. I think maybe you pick 1 Forest defender. It's probably going to be Nico Williams. And then maybe you play him in game week 36. So let's go, maybe 37 as well. Let's go Williams. We are going to have to be pretty cheap here. We can go... Oh, crap, it reset. That took too long. Right, let's start again. All right, let's try and remember what I did. So it was Wissa, Marmoush, Watkins. Midfield was Salah and Burmo, De Bruyne, Bowen, and Elanga. Goalkeepers were Flecken. Oh, that's Fletcher. Flecken and Pickford. We've got to be fast here. Some people say O'Brien. I'm going to go for Mikalenko. Gavardio. Who else? Who am I missing? Oh, Williams. We need 2 more defenders. Let's go Cess. And we'll go... We can maybe go above, but over budget here because most people have more than 100 million to spend, surely. Ait Nori could be useful for some of these game weeks. Probably going to bench him this week. Boom. Decent, man. That's a good team. That's a good team. Let's go see what it looks like week to week. You maybe play a Langa this week. Maybe bench. Who do you even bench here? I don't actually know who you would even bench. Watkins? Or do you just play? You just bench Elanga and just have him first reserve? Do you play Sessignon ahead of Ait Nori that week? Yeah, probably. Probably Sessignon there. Oh, man, this team is so good. How soon City news? I don't know, man. Like, I am... we get it when we get it. It's usually pretty late. Like, before deadline. It's not going to be in the next minute. Or just play bench boost. Hey, if you've got a bench boost and a wild card, you're looking good. Okay, so this week you would probably play Williams ahead of Ait Nori. Again, you could possibly play a Langer against West Ham. Ahead of who, though? I don't know. Langer is just a great backup for cheap, right? Really nice backup. And then game week 38. It'll be Flecken back in goal. Ait Nori there as well. Maybe need a defender transfer for this week. You'd probably bring in an Arsenal defender. So maybe like a Kivior. So for this week, you might do a transfer. Let's say Sessignon. You're not going to play him against Sissy. Sessignon to Kivior. Be your final transfer. And then you can just use your other transfers for whatever else you need. Get that Arsenal defensive coverage against Southampton. If you want to bring in Saka for this week, that's fine too. You can maybe do De Bruyne to Saka, potentially, or Salah to Saka. I don't know. If you think someone's not going to play, it might be a good sign to bring them in for Saka. Or bring them out for Saka, should I say. Maybe do Watkins to someone as well. Could do Watkins to Isak or Watkins to Cunha for game week 38. Different options. Man, this is a good team. But this is a really, really good team. I really like this wild card. I'm jealous I don't have a wild card. Like, how far away from my team is this? I have Pickford, Salah. I'll have De Bruyne. No, I would have Mbeumo and Bowen by deadline. That's it. I have 4 out of the 15. And I only have 2 currently of the 15. Wait, did I say Marmouche? No, not Marmouche. I have Marmouche as well, so it's 5. I'll have 5 by deadline. Right now, I only have 3. Man. There you go. Game week 35 wildcarders. You're looking good. You're looking good. Okay, can you tell me the best manager for this week? I would probably go for Glasner. If it's me, I would go for Glasner. If you want to go a bit safer, go for Pep Guardiola. Yeah, let's get on my transfers page. I need to lock these transfers in at some point in the near future. Get Bowen in. Let's get Mbeumo. Oh, I'm on West Ham. That's going to be my 2 transfers. Your players are decent too, though. Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it's not horrendous. It's pretty decent. Bench or sell Salah? No. Keep playing him. He's fine. He's got records to break. More records to break and more records to push up. Patrick says, I've been suffering a week-long bout of I thought I had an extra transfer delusion. When to use triple captain? Maybe game week 36. Marmouche against Southampton looks pretty nice. That's probably where I would go. Unless you fancy a game week 38 punt on someone. I don't know who. You know, if Haaland's back against Fulham, or you think Salah is going to play against Crystal Palace for the final game of the season. Maybe. Bowen in for Sarr or Murphy? Ooh, tough question. I guess Murphy, because I actually quite like Murphy for this week. But if you would bench Murphy anyway, then he's not very useful for this week. And actually, I'm not super keen on Murphy after this game week. So I guess sell Murphy. Sarr's still got a couple of opportunities. I don't know. It's tough. Like, there are better fixtures for Crystal Palace. Like, I know it looks like, oh, red fixture, grey fixture, grey fixture. These next 3 fixtures are nice for Crystal Palace. They're pretty decent. Whereas after this week, Chelsea, Arsenal, Everton are 3 of like the top 5 defenses in the Premier League right now. The other 2 being Liverpool and Man City. So I don't think I'd fancy that as much. Thoughts on keeping Newcastle assets? I think Newcastle attackers are fine for this game week. But after that, I don't know. I don't know if they're much use, to be honest. I'm probably going to bench Burn every week for the rest of the season now. And Isak I probably sell next week. Probably. I don't want to say for sure. Who am I starting after the transfers? So it will be Raya in goal, Konsa, Munoz, Gavardio in defence. Midfield will be Bowen, Salah, and Burmo and Sarr, unless we get a leak that Savinho's starting, in which case I might play Savinho over Sarr. And up front, Mateta, Isak, Marmouche. That's what I'll be doing. Sutton Explorer says, unsure whether to transfer in De Bruyne or Savinho, or Bowen for Sarr or Savinho, or just roll the transfer. Thanks for all the content, Dan. You're welcome, Sutton Explorer, and thank you very much for the super chat. It really does help out the channel. Thank you, man. £5, very generous as well. I really appreciate that. What would I do? If you have the money in the bank to do Savinho in for De Bruyne without taking a hit, It's quite nice, isn't it? It's high upside. It's aggressive. It's a positive transfer. And you know, you're trying something. You're trying something. You're looking at what you have in front of you, and you're saying, "I think we can do something here. I think we can try and go for a rank jump. I'm trying to, you know, chase that 15, 20 pointer that we know he's capable of. Can we get that mega haul? Can we get that mega score?" Is Bowen as capable of that? We've seen him get the odd 10 point plus this season, but he's more a consistency guy. Usually, anyway. Usually just your consistent guy. FPL return, 2 out of 3 games. Lovely stuff. De Bruyne is more all or nothing. 12 pointer, case in point. 12 pointer there. 14 points there. 12 pointer there. Considering he's only started 16 games this season and already has 1, 2, 3, 4 10 plus pointer hauls in much less minutes than Bowen, says a lot, doesn't it? It says a lot. So I think I'd go for De Bruyne. I'd go for that more aggressive approach. I mean, I could even potentially do it myself if I don't know. So it would be, I would have to keep Rashford. That would be the only issue. So it would mean keeping Rashford and doing this. De Bruyne and Mbeumo like that. Can I definitely afford that? No, wait, no, I can't. I checked this. I can't afford to do this. It would have to be Bowen. So if I go without, yeah, I checked this the other day. If I went without Mbeumo, I could do it, and it would also mean keeping Rashford. So that's why I'm not doing it. But different people are going to be in different situations. Because I don't want to keep Rashford. And I kind of want Mbeumo. I don't really want to play the. I don't want to play the no Mbeumo game. Like there's differential, there's risky, and then there's just stupidity. If I have the option to get Mbeumo, and if you guys have the option to get Mbeumo, you probably should. I don't think you need to take a hit from him necessarily, because that comes with its own risk of whether it will pay off or not. But certainly, if you have the option right there to easily get Mbeumo, there's not really too much reason not to. OP Talent with a nice generous super chat here as well, £4.99. Thank you very much, OP Talent. Which option? 1, Saka to Mbeumo, and then bench 1 of SSR Rogers. You probably bench Sarr, not Mateta. 2, bench Saka and roll, or Mateta to Wissa and bench Saka. Nice to have Saka later. I agree it might be nice to have Saka later, but I don't think Saka is much use to you for the next 2 game weeks. Can, like, Rogers and Sarr, you're basically counting on Rogers and Sarr covering Mbeumo. Is that possible? I don't know if it is. I don't think I'd do the Mateta Wissa move. I think you're fine with Mateta for now. Saka to Mbeumo makes sense, though, I think. I agree Saka is nice for later. And I'm definitely open to bringing him back in at some point. But I think probably has to go. So I'm going to say Saka to Mbeumo and bench Sarr. And hope for the best. Unless you're just uncomfortable with it, then just don't do anything. But I don't think I'd do the Mateta Wissa move. O'Brien for the next 3, or Munoz this game week, then Nico Williams next 2? I guess O'Brien. I'm going to say O'Brien. Remove Cunha for Bowen, Wissa for -4. No. Cunha or Rogers or Diaz for 11. Which 2 for 11, please? Vardy captain. No, don't captain Vardy. Let's not get carried away here. I know it's Southampton. Cunha or Rogers or Diaz? I guess I don't. Cunha's probably last on that list. Maybe Diaz. He's been in the best form. Mebor says, "Hey Dan, I have both Bowen and Mbeumo. So who to bench, Sarr or Rogers?" I bench Sarr. We need the bench list back, don't we? Any City news? Not yet. No bench list. Yeah, we did the bench list. Like started off the bench list. Like, we were early today. It was like over an hour ago. Right, come on then. Let's have the bench list. I feel like the energy levels have dropped a little bit. That might be my bad. I feel like I need to get the energy back up. I'm kind of slumped in my seat. I'm going to just sit up. Sit up and project my voice. And check my phone for any team news. I don't think we'll have any, but you never know. Sorry, text from my wife. Let's see. Anything pertaining to team leaks? Doesn't look like it. We are a little early, in fairness, but it doesn't look like it. You need to call Pep. Maybe that's the answer, isn't it? Remove Cunha for Bayern Whisper -4. I already answered that, King Sorrow. The answer is no. Wood or Wisser, please help. Wisser. Easy. Easy one. Who to sell, Savinho or Sarr for Mbermo? I would sell Savinho. He's like the headache player, right? Do you think Salah captaincy will be differential to chase rank, or are the casual players still going to dilute the benefit? I get told off for using the term casual because apparently it's offensive. I don't find it offensive. I'm a casual on plenty of games. I consider myself a casual player of many, many games. And there will be people who play FPL casually. Nothing wrong with it. I don't think it's insulting, but I'm not allowed to use that word. So we'll say I don't even know what to say. People call me condescending, whatever I say, I think. But those who maybe the less try-hard FPL managers will dilute the benefits of Salah differential captain without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, they always do. You're always going to be like, even if Salah, plays Arsenal away, you're still going to get Salah 50% captaincy outside the top 100k. So he's never going to be a differential captain. Non-engaged, I don't know, because I feel like that's worse. Saying you're not engaged implies you're not concentrating, you're not focused, you're not I don't know. Evan Nilsson on the bench list? Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward one. I don't think too many people will be thinking about playing him. Probably drop him down here. Would you use the assistant manager now? Yes, if I had an assistant manager, I would use it now, and I would use it on Glasner of Crystal Palace. Possibly Pep Guardiola. And at an absolute push, if you twisted my arm, I'd go Brighton, Hertzler. That's only if you're already tripled up on Palace and Man City and didn't want to make transfers to resolve that. I would go for Hertzler, I think. Or anyone else? Iraola, table bonus against Arsenal? Nah, probably not. Hertzler is number 3. And see what Brighton can do against Newcastle. It is at home for them. But that would be a third choice. What about Marino? I don't know if I'd be super keen to play Marino this week. Let's say, I don't know. It's not going to be very high. If you have Marino, he's probably down here. I don't know if he's guaranteed minutes. HBK Niels with a super chat says, replacing Sarr with Bowen, then benching Rodgers to play Bowen for -4. Really stupid idea, right? Any good reason to take this -4 this game week? Yes. I mean, it's not a stupid idea. It's definitely not a stupid idea, but I don't think it's necessary. It feels like an unnecessary move. If you already have a perfectly good midfielder to play, then you probably don't take a -4 to replace them. And, if you could do it for free and improve your team, why not? But to take a hit when you don't need to seems like a luxury move. Who are the defenders to buy this week? Everton. Everton defenders. Mikolenko, O'Brien seem to be popular. Doing a wild card. Should I keep or sell Murphy? I don't think Murphy would be on a wild card if I were to make one. Danny says, hey, no hit. Wanted Captain Marmouche or Bowen chasing. 28 points. Marmouche and Bowen are both great captains. It is so hard to really lock in a captain this week. It seems like Mbermo is the one. 800 plus on the live stream, but only 42 likes. Nah, that can't be true. Damien, refresh the stream. I'm sure there's more than 42 likes. Surely. Anyway, we can't honestly be on 42 likes on this stream. I've been streaming for 2 hours. That can't be right. If it is, then that's outrageous. That is outrageous. Please do like the stream. I follow you like a fly. Great seeing you yesterday. What do you mean you follow me like a fly? Seeing me where? Where was I? I was at home yesterday. And you're in South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. Damien says, my bad. It's fine, Damien. It's fine. Hey, but you know what? You gave me a good segue to ask people to like the video. So actually, I'm pretty glad. Oh, on the other stream with Reedy, yes, I was on the Addicts, the FPL Addicts podcast yesterday. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did see you in there because you was putting in some chats. Thank you for that, by the way. And do support those boys over there as well. Right, assistant manager this week. Yes, I would use the assistant manager this week. Wan-Bissaka. People want Wan-Bissaka on this list here. I mean, it's not horrendous. Not the best. Maybe like here. Maybe over Burn and Night Nori. Probably. Would we go any higher than that? Like West Ham don't have the worst clean sheet odds. It's 24%, which is actually higher than Newcastle. It's higher than Chelsea. It's not as high as Crystal Palace or Arsenal or anything like that. Is it higher than Forest? What's Forest? Forest at 22%. Do we bump Wan-Bissaka up a couple of places? Maybe behind Kanate? Maybe here? Wan-Bissaka? I don't hate it. Add Flecken to the list? Yes. Flecken I play above Areola. I'm going to bump Areola above Pope, actually, now we've got the odds. I'm not going to put him above Martinez, though. We'll put Flecken here. Dan, mate, Wallahi, put Alanga there right now. Wow, that is so rude. And just for that, Tom, I'm not going to put Alanga on the list. But we have got someone else in the chat. Al Lewis, or AI Lewis, I actually don't know. Would you play Alanga? Great question. Let's put him on the bench list. Oh, and Subash wants Alanga there as well. All right. Well, for you guys, I will put Alanga on the list. Okay. Alanga against not Brentford. They just played. Alanga just literally played against Brentford. Sorry. Alanga, who is against Palace. Away from home. I mean, it's higher than like Saka, Savinho, Marino. It's probably higher than Strand Larsen. Higher than Evan Nilsson. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Let's go here. Not crazy high. Marino's on there already. Isak's not going in. You got to play Isak. Would I transfer Isak for Wissa? No. There's people here like talking about captaining Isak, by the way. Savino is low because of minutes, yeah. Add cells? Certainly. I will put him here. Right there. Right under the refrigerator. Which Everton attacker would you buy? I would never, ever, ever, ever buy an Everton attacker. Ever again. Maybe one day. I would not buy an Everton attacker, no. There's so many great attackers that, unless you are really out of options, then I would not buy an Everton attacker. Full stop. No way. Fixtures are not everything. I don't think. Sharda or Eza? Oh, Eza above Sharda. What manager should I pick for my chip? Glasner, Guardiola, or Hertzler? Would you captain De Bruyne? I think about it if I owned him. I saw him die on the scouts team. Don't get me started on the scouts team. Jeffrey says, use your wildcard team for last week. Good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, that smashed it. Would you make any changes for this game week? I can't remember exactly who was in it. I do have it written down somewhere. Is there going to be a double game week? There's a tiny, tiny chance of Spurs and Aston Villa getting a double game week 36. But in all honesty, probably not. Probably not. Right. The wildcard team, would I make any changes to it this week? No, it's well set up for this week, isn't it? It's well, unless you... And Burmo is the missing player from it. So you maybe go... If you can afford to do Barnes or Clivert to... Or even maybe Rodgers to a Burmo, then I would. That's about it. Maybe Cunha to... Nah, would you Cunha to Wissa for free? Possibly. The rest of the team looks reasonably good. So I just, from the wildcard team from last week, the only change, I'll try and get a Brentford attacker in there somehow, depending on what your money is. Moyes assistant manager. There's no point. Like Man City have almost as good fixtures as Everton. Like there's not that much difference, and Man City are a considerably better team than Everton. So neither are getting table bonus. Doesn't seem much point in going for Moyes assistant manager unless you are so skint you don't have any money and you have triple Man City. Then maybe. Paredes says, mate, I have to start one of Kirkes, Nico Williams, or Cash. I do own attacking assets from Palace, Eza and Mateta. I'm looking into starting Cash, but this guy is a troll, Dina style. Can you say Mbumwe? I can definitely say Mbumwe. Nico Williams, Kirkes, Cash. I mean, probably not Kirkes, right, against Arsenal. Probably not Nico Williams against your Palace attackers. It kind of leaves you with Matty Cash, doesn't it? I guess you found your answer. Yeah, it's by process of elimination. It's got to be done. When would you triple captain? Probably game week 36. I would probably do a Marmouche against Southampton next week. Paredes says, I'm doomed. You're not doomed. You're going to be fine. One like suboptimal defender for one game week is far from the end of the world. You're going to be fine, Paredes. You're going to be fine, my friend. You can survive 1 week with one suboptimal defender. Like that's going to be your lowest scoring position anyway. It's fine. Just ride it out. Ride out the game week. If it's that, troubling for you, you could always, I guess, maybe like move a defender to like Mikalenko or someone. But that's fine. I forgot to use my free hit last week. When can I use it? You can use it any game week you like, my friend. If I still had a free hit, provided my team looked good for the next 3 weeks, I would use it in game week 38. And just chase all the narratives of game week 38 and look for a big score. Cunha over Rodgers. Konate over Livramento. Am I sure? No. I'm not sure, to be fair. No. These are the top, some of the tighter ones. I think I would play Konate over Livramento because Chelsea are not looking great in attack right now. And Liverpool actually kind of are. I think away to Brighton, Newcastle will concede. In fairness, both teams probably concede, but I see Liverpool having a better chance of a clean sheet. As for Cunha versus Rodgers, I think penalties probably push, well, the potential, the chance, the small chance of a penalty just does push Cunha ahead of Rodgers, despite the worst fixture. Man, a lot of assistant manager questions this week. Guardiola, Glasner, or Hertzler? Gavardio on the bench list. Gavardio is not a player to bench this week. I mean, a few people have asked, in fairness. Maybe let's replace Ruben Dias. Put Robinson on the bench list. I don't know. I'm not going to put too many differentials on the bench list because I want this to be able to help as many people as possible. And if there's a lot of players on here, the text gets smaller and you can't see it. So yeah, it's just going to be the template players on here, really. But like, you know, if you've got a defender from the same team as one of these guys you see on the screen, yes, probably a sign that they're equivalent. So Trippier, you know, sub Livramento for Trippier in the bench list, right? Similar. Like Rico Lewis, for example, is going nowhere near the bench list. It's 2025. Come on, we can't still have Rico Lewis in our teams in 2025, can we? Surely not. Afrad, you shouldn't use your free hit this week. No. Any City team leaks? Not right now, no. Let me just double check, but I think we are a little bit. We are probably a few minutes away from any team leaks. I say a few minutes. We're probably at least 15 minutes before any City leaks, unfortunately. Like minimum. Right, Tajani says, is Savinho to Bowen for a hit worth it? Maybe. If you really, really do want to play aggressively, then you could do it. Like, for example, Mbermo, like Savinho to Mbermo for a hit, I think I would be more inclined to do. Savinho to Bowen for a hit is kind of like on the fence. If Savinho ends up playing, or, you know, if you have a Sarr or a Rodgers that you can just play instead of Savinho and just bench Savinho, I'd rather do that than take a hit. So it could be it's a luxury move, but it depends what your other options are. How about Bowen? I mean, you're not going to bench Bowen this week, are you? So doesn't really belong on the bench list. Why do people continue to doubt Rodgers? He's carried my season home to Fulham. Surely he pops. Yeah, good chance. Rodgers is fine for this week. He's absolutely fine. People get excited about shiny new toys, though, and the shiny new toys are very much Mbermo and Bowen this week. So, you know, it's like a Toy Story vibe, isn't it? Throwing Woody in the bin, people throwing Rodgers in the bin. Yesterday's toy, we got our new Buzz Lightyear, and his name is Bowen / Mbermo. Would you take a hit for Watkins or Bowen? No, I don't think so. I don't think I'd take a hit for many players. Unless your team is like you're full of injuries, you know, you've got so many players with bad fixtures or rotation risk, your team is in an absolute state. You really need to take hits. If you've got like players who are nailed on for minutes, you know, penalty takers with fairly decent fixtures, just keep them, man. They're fine. They're fine. Or you remember why you picked them. Rodgers is not suddenly going to be a bad player just because Mbermo or whoever else looks shinier. You think Cunha outscoring Rodgers this week? I'm not sure. It could go either way. They're next to each other on the list. I think if Cunha gets a penalty, he outscores Rodgers. If he doesn't, then he probably doesn't. But, you know, if we're trying to split hairs here and try and make predictions, we've got to find some way of doing something here. So if you disagree, then, you know, this is just, you know, a guide, a rough guide, what I would probably do. And if I had Rodgers and Cunha, I would probably play Cunha ahead of Rodgers. But I probably would end up playing Rodgers anyway, because I probably have some other players on this list like Sarr or Evan Nilsson. So I'd probably be playing both, but I don't know. Did Luis Diaz, please? Did a lot of people pick up Luis Diaz? If so, let's throw him. See, he's probably in like the danger zone down here. Not fully confident on his minutes. Not fully confident on his fixture. But he has been in good form. Don't have him, but shouldn't Wissa be on the bench list? No, I shouldn't. I don't think so. I mean, no one's going to bench. No one in their right mind is going to bench Wissa, are they? Are they? Would people seriously consider benching Wissa? No, I don't think so. Surely not. Add Isak. Yeah, I mean, a few people said about benching Isak. I would not be looking to bench Isak this week. He'd probably go above the. I mean, no, I'm not going to put him in. He's just going to shrink the text. Doesn't make any sense to bench Isak, I don't think. Was Gavardio so low? He is the second highest defender on the entire list, so he's high. He's actually high. Guys, I'm not adding your differentials. I'm sorry. Like, Kivior doesn't need to go in. We've got Saliba right there. You can infer that. We can maybe put Asensio in. But, like, he's so, like, 1% of people have Asensio. It's not very useful for most people. If Asensio was to go in here, he would go pretty low. He'd be, like, in Savinho Saka territory. Like, he'd be a player I'd be looking to bench. Ruben Dias, you know, we've got Gavardio in there. You can kind of assume that those are kind of similar. Don't break poor Dan again. I said, you know what? When I started the stream over 2 hours ago, was that over 2 hours ago? Yeah, it was. We started just before 4. I said that I will be broken this week. I felt it coming. I felt that I will be broken by someone this week. And you guys have been so good all stream, but it's always the bench list where I start to break. The bench list breaks me. It really does. I think I run out of patience with it. People are like, "Oh, I've still got Barco from Gameweek 1. Can we have him on the bench list, please?" No, Barco's not going on the bench list. Oh, I'm thinking about captaining Burmo, but actually, can we put him on the bench list just in case I want to bench him? Are you really going to bench him, Burmo? You just said you were going to captain him. You want him on the bench list now? He's not going on. I actually have 3 goalkeepers in my team. Which one should I play? Put them on the bench list. Should I play Fabianski? No, Fabianski's not going to play. Oh, but what if he does? No. And this is how I get broken. This is how I get broken. Thomas Frank, assistant manager? No, I don't think I would do that. Why do you always do that voice, Dan? That is my impression of people who annoy me. That is the annoying voice that's in my head. That is, you know, when someone in the chat says something like, "Should we bench Salah this week?" That's the voice I hear. That's the voice. And I just want to say, no, don't bench Salah. We're not going to talk about benching Salah. That is not a normal thing to do. Be normal. I'm telling you, Dan, you need to do the flex list beforehand. That's how people get the Isak, Salah, and Burmo flex out of their system. I totally agree with you. It's definitely something I'm looking to bring in next season, just to get people's egos out the way. Yes, congratulations, and Burmo and Bowen, you know, Isak, Salah, they're all fantastic picks. Give yourself a pat on the back. Now, can we talk about the bench now? You've broken me. I'm broken. Half the chat is people asking me for Man City team news. There won't be any for another 10 minutes minimum. We've got Alvaro calling me Harry. I don't know. I'm losing my brain. Every other question is who should I use as my assistant manager? I've answered that question 6 or 7 times in the last half an hour. I'm broken. I'm a broken man. I'm a broken man. It's fine. In 20 minutes, the deadline will have passed, and I'll be able to relax once more. Super chat miss. I'm missing super chats. I'm so broken. Lord in heaven. Right, just Jatin, sorry, says Consa, Munoz, Saliba, Diaz, start 2, have Raya and Gvardiol. Okay. So we can use the bench list for this as a reference. So Consa is... I was actually going to put Consa ahead of Saliba now. I'm dropping Saliba down. I forgot I was meant to move him. So Saliba's coming down, and he's coming to join... I mean, why was he even that high in the first place? I don't know. He was like the first player on the list, in fairness, so maybe he got forgotten about. I'm dropping Saliba down here in the Consa kind of area. And maybe I'll put him above Consa just for EO purposes. But Consa and Saliba similar. You can only start 2 out of these players. So you back your attacker. So you play Luis Diaz, unless it's Ruben Diaz. In which case, you probably play him, to be honest. So you play your Diaz, no matter what Diaz it is. And then you probably go Munoz for the attacking threat and bench Consa and Saliba. So there you go. That's what I would do there. We got it. We got it. At what point do we refer to as Broken Dan? Certainly now. Certainly now. Bench list sponsored by Specsavers, Stan, because no one pays attention. Hey, I get it. People get excited and they want to talk, and it's fine. Show us a random shirt from the collection. Oh, you know what? It will allow me to calm down for a moment. I need to. Dan's meltdowns are so funny. Look, I'm glad we are providing entertainment value. Okay, let's calm ourselves down for a second and just pause for just a minute. Let's pick out a random shirt from the collection to show you guys. Let's have some calm in here. Can you? I don't know if you got. Can you guys still hear me? Yes, you can. I can see the mic going. Right. Let's pick out a random shirt. What haven't I worn in a while? What is interesting? How about? What about this one? What about this one? This is a team from Manila. Wow, looking good, and it's really cool. And I've still got the label on it. I don't even think I've ever worn this shirt. But the team is... Has anyone heard of this team? Hang on, let's get this. Hang on, it's not focusing. Mahalika Manila FC. Anyone familiar with that team? But anyway, I just bought this shirt like a while ago. Never worn it. AIA sponsor, Qatar Airways sponsor. I don't know what Polaro is. A little flag on the back there as well. There you go. There's a random shirt from the collection. I've got another one here that I've not worn. Like, I think I've worn this like once or twice ever. It's the orange India one. The reason why I don't wear this very often is because it's a size large, but it's like quite small. Like, can you see, like, compare the two shirt sizes? Like, this one's much more wide fitting compared to this one. Quite small, quite tight, despite being a large. Don't know why. But it is a funky shirt nonetheless, and it's a nice little shout out to all of the Indians out there. Right. Philippines, Manila. Yes. Righty ho. Okay. What shirt should I bench? I don't know. If you've got any Spurs shirts, bench them ones. Bet they play thrilling football in Manila. What? Why would they play thrilling football in Manila? I actually have no idea what Manila football would be like. Would it be vanilla football? Manila football? Hello, Dan Cross. How you doing? Well, mate. Your latest top was the Hearts top, Dan. No, I have a new one. My mum got me one when she was on holiday. Let me go get it. Oh, maybe I should wait. There's 15 minutes till deadline. Let's save it. But my mother bought me a football shirt back from holiday this week, so I will share that after the deadline. But first of all, let's refocus. I've had my break. Dan thinks we can hear him in his cupboard. I wasn't in the cupboard. I was literally like 2 meters that way, but because the microphone has got this noise thingy on it, maybe sounds like I was in a cupboard. Right, Matt with the super chat says Sarr or Murphy to Bowen this week. Got on Burmo. Let's say Murphy. Let's say Murphy, because I don't think Murphy is super playable after this game week. The bench list slowly degrades from FPL to FPL hell on a weekly basis. Yep, so true. What else? H says, hi, Dan. Start Gibbs White or Cunha. I think I would back Cunha over Gibbs White. I think I would. Oh, I thought it was a stretch. The thriller in Manila. What does that mean? What's a thriller in Manila? Am I just uncultured? Maybe. Like, probably. Danny says, so you read my troll comment, but not my question. I've read your troll question, your comment about the troll comment, but not your question. Still. Ah, right, leaks. We'll get leaks. We'll get to leaks. We're a little early for leaks. We're a few minutes early for leaks. But when there is team news, when there is leaks, you will know about it as soon as I do. Don't you worry about that. I got you covered. If there is. Oh, Marmouche starting. There's a leak for you. Marmouche starts. There's your first leak of the day. So congratulations, Marmouche owners. You've got yourself a leak. It was a famous Muhammad Ali boxing fight. Oh, I feel like I have heard of that. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. Well, there you go. I'm not. I have to admit, I'm not a huge boxing fan, but that does ring a bell. Best assistant manager is Glasner or Guardiola. What do you do when the FPL season is done? Still make videos? Yes. I mean, every other year I'll do, like, in whatever international competition it is, I'll do that version of FPL. So like World Cup fantasy or Euros fantasy. But this year there's no international tournament, so I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I've got a few videos planned for the break, but yeah, it's gonna be a slightly quiet summer for me. If anyone's got any, like, I don't know, summer jobs going, I mean, I'll do anything within reason. I don't know if anyone, runs a bar or a pub, a small shop even. That would be great. Little summer job for me. Club World Cup. Will they do fantasy though? Even if they do, I can't see that being super popular. Stream FIFA, or I'll just play FIFA. I could just do nothing for a month. I am going on holiday pretty much as soon as the season ends, but that'll only be for 10 days. And then after that, who knows? Who knows? Right, anyway, I'm going to lock in my transfers now, guys. Could always do it with an apprentice in the summer. What kind of work? Is it manual labour? It's not. I have to admit, manual labour is not my speciality. I'm not very physical as a person. I'll put it that way. Let's get these transfers done anyway. I can't see myself doing anything other than these now. I want both Mbeumo and Bowen for the rest of the season. I like the look of this little run. It's nice. Right. Electrical, it's quite manual. Oh, you know what? I reckon I could do that. I mean, I don't know anything, so I would be starting from zero. But I'd give it a go. Right, confirmed transfers, guys. Saka, Rashford out, Bowen and Mbeumo in. And we are going to move the captain's armband to Jared Bowen and the vice captain to Mbeumo, I think. Should we consult the Norwegian board? Savino to Bowen for a hit? Nope. I don't think I would get Bowen for a hit, like full stop. If you have other options. I think I might switch Savino in for Sarr if we get a leak. Savino starts. But it looks like leakers are withholding information from us. I mean, we've still got 10 minutes, so you never know. Asensio bench list. Asensio goes to the bottom of the bench list. I don't think he's going to start. I mean, he might, but he'd go low for me. I wouldn't take the risk on him if you have other options. Let's consult the Norwegian board. Bring back FPL summer camp. And that is very much on the cards. FPL summer camp could be back this year. For the first time in years. Be a lifeguard at a water park. I'm not sure I have the physique. Norwegian board. Are we familiar? What's the FPL summer camp? Wait and see. This right here is the Norwegian board. I'll explain what the FPL summer camp is after deadline. But first of all, we need to stick to the FPL. Yeah, go watch the Stick to FPL podcast. There we go. Stick to FPL. Right. This is the Norwegian board. The way it works, we summon the spirit of Erling Haaland and basically try and see if he can bless us with some FPL points. So we can ask the Norwegian board any questions. For example, should Dan captain Jared Bowen? And I can feel the force of the pointer. Are they called pointers? I don't know. But it's pulling me towards yes. So that's telling me that yes, I do need to captain Jared Bowen. So next up, we can ask it a different question, like, you know, is Mbeumo going to score more points than Jared Bowen? We can ask a question like that. And we'll see where it pulls us. And it's pulling us towards yes. Okay. So now we have a predicament. Because obviously it says that Dan should captain Bowen, but Mbeumo's gonna score more points. So in that case, if Dan captains Mbeumo, how many points will he get? And it's taken us to 4. So it's saying if I captain Mbeumo, he's going to score 4 points. But if I don't captain Mbeumo, how many points is he going to score? Okay, and now it's gone beyond the numbers. So he's going to score more than 10 points. So we can kind of do that to try and figure out what to do. So what we've learned here is that if I captain Mbeumo, he will blank. So I've got to captain Bowen. However, you guys can captain Mbeumo and get lots of points from him. So we've got a nice simple answer there. So you guys, we should change it to yeah or nay. Yeah, but I thought about doing that, but like, I feel like maybe that is a step too far for those who speak English, or maybe even people who speak English as a second language. Maybe go into the Norwegian words might be a little far. But I thought, we could at least do that, the adieu at the bottom for goodbye. I thought we could at least do that. But, yes, what I'm saying is, guys, is that you need to captain Mbermo. I'm telling you, Mbermo is going to score more points than Bowen. It's happening. We can feel it already. Any leaks? Any more leaks? No. No more leaks. Triple captain Mbermo. I wouldn't go that far. That seems a little extreme. Play Savio. Right now, I would say bench Savinho. Need to save my team. But is he going to score more points than Salah? What, Mbermo? Let's find out. Will Salah outscore Brian Mbermo? Okay, it's saying no. It's saying no, he won't. So again, this is not me. This is the spirits of the Norwegians are telling us. Norwegians, fantastic FPL managers, by the way, famously a fantastic FPL country. Probably pound for pound, the best country on planet Earth for FPL expertise. We have more in England. We have more people. But we have a lot of bad managers. Norway only has good managers. Right. The best captain this week is Egyptian, Marmoush. I like Marmoush as a captain, to be fair. I do like him. But obviously Erling Haaland doesn't want Salah to score goals. That's true. That's true. Salah is the differential, Dan. I don't think Salah won't be the Salah is only a differential against in the overall player base. Salah will be 40-50% captained, as he is every week, no matter who he plays. Who am I captaining? Let's throw my team back on screen for the final few minutes. You should do a new series like 100 experts called 100 Norwegians. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. I mean, a lot of the experts that I use are Norwegian, in fairness. That's just the way it is. Are we changing the name of the bench list to the French list? Or the captain poll to the captain poll? Or even buy, sell, Swede avoids? I like the French list. I like the French list. If we just do a bench list, but only include French players, and can call it the French list. I like that. Mateta to whistle for free? I don't think so. Nothing wrong with Mateta this week. Should I play Saar or Saka? I'll play Saar. We'll do quick fire questions for the final couple of minutes, guys. Saar or Rodgers? Who to start? I would start Rodgers over Saar. Is Savinho starting? We don't have it. I'll keep refreshing leagues to see what happens, but I don't think we're going to get a leak now. Murphy or Saar? I would play Murphy over Saar. Saar or Savinho? I would play Saar. Baguette, croissant, or pain au chocolat? Probably baguette. Croissant firmly in last place. Adieu from Norway. Good luck. Marmoush, yeah, like Marmoush. Would you bench Murphy or Mateta? I would bench maybe Mateta, actually. Saar or Rodgers? I would play Rodgers, bench Saar. Wan-Bissaka or Welbeck? I would play Welbeck. Just start Saar or buy Bowen for free. If you could do it for free, I would do it. Mario or Luigi. KDB starts, Savinho benched. Oh, crap. I was meant to play Conser ahead of Saliba as well. And actually, I'm going to swap you two now. Savinho benched, KDB starts. Let's actually... Is the team saved? Let me do a refresh quick. This is going to be where it breaks, right? Yeah, we're good. Oh, almost forgot to put Conser on. Yeah, Savinho bench, guys. KDB starts. So, get ready. Get ready to go. We got like 60 seconds till deadline. Probably less. Right. How long? Like 20 seconds till deadline. There we go. Just to repeat, guys, Savinho is on the bench and De Bruyne is starting. De Bruyne is starting. Would you bench boost with my team? No, and it's not enough time to really answer that anyway. I've made the same choices as you. I'm doomed. Oh, Mark, no. Just don't captain Bowen. Whatever you do, do not captain Bowen. I've cursed Bowen. This is the 50-50 of the week. I'm telling you, Mbeumo is going to outscore Bowen. I'm telling you. This is how it's going to play out. We've been here before. I would not bench boost with my team. No, I would play Lewis. I play Rodgers over Luis Diaz. F it. I'm switching to Marmoush captain. Do it. If there's time, because it's locked. We're locked in, guys. We're done. The deadline has officially passed for Game Week 35. Wow. Another week of drama is about to unfold. How are we feeling? I'm a little nervous, you know. I'm a little nervous. It's a tricky week for captaincy, and I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed, but a lot of people will be happy. I hope to be a happy guy, but we'll see. Kyle says, got a captain Bowen after Spurs took 5 like a good boy last week. Yeah, I know. Good boy. Mark's feeling confident. Good. Other Mark says, went super crazy. Sold Salah for De Bruyne and Savinho to Mbeumo for a -4. Salah got. You sold Salah. Crazy. Jeremy says, it's too late for transfers. It's too late. Isaac Locke says Shane. Yeah, let me know, guys, in the chat. Who did you captain? Who did you captain? Anyone gone a little bit wacky? You are a madman, Captain and Bowen. Hey, let's have some fun. I'm gonna try and channel my Spurs hatred into a Bowen captain haul. KDB last second, Wissa and Burmo. Is it right I kicked Ezra for Bowen? Yeah, maybe. Bowen. Murphy. Oh my god. Guys, why did you follow me on Bowen? Why? Why? You're going to regret Captain Bowen, guys. I'm telling you. Mum's shirt. Yes. Hold on. Actually, let's see who else you guys are captaining. Roy, Martinelli, Austin and Burmo. Fatty, Isaac, captain of Sweden. FPL Oliver says, I was on De Bruyne all week. Then I was scared, so captain and Burmo. What do you know about Wisconsin? Nothing. I don't think I know anything. I might know things about Wisconsin that I didn't realize were Wisconsin-related things, but I don't know. Marmoush is not boring. It's a pretty risky player. Yeah, I agree. I think Marmoush is a pretty interesting captain. I'm pretty confident in captaining Bowen before I saw your team. Yep, that sounds about right. Wissa better form than Burmo. Yeah, maybe. KDB captain haul? Maybe. Right. Let's get that football shirt. Do not move, guys. I've got a football shirt reveal. So, here's the situation. So, my dear mother was on holiday this week. And she doesn't even like football, but she ends up visiting a football stadium in a certain city and asked me, would I like a football shirt from the stadium? And I said, why, yes, mother. Yes, mother, I very much would like a new football shirt. I really would like as many football shirts as you can possibly afford me. So she goes to a certain Spain. The country of Spain. It's a popular holiday destination for older white ladies, perhaps. I say older. It's not crazy old, but still older than me, as she should be, as my mother. Want to take a guess before? Absolute W, by the way. Yeah, we love FPL Mum. Mums are the best. Yeah, W Mum. W's in the chat. Do you want to take a guess? What we're dealing with? It might not be what you think. Sevilla, Malaga. Malaga is so obvious, right? Malaga is too obvious. Barcelona, Sevilla, or Malaga. Yeah, Seville is a very popular tourist destination as well. But a few of you have got it right. Would you ever consider getting your mum on the streams or the channel? I probably not. Maybe. She would love to do it. Bilbao. Bilbao. I don't think anyone's ever been to Bilbao, have they? Marbella. No, not Marbella. I think she's going to Marbella in a couple of weeks, though. Right, anyway, some of you got it right. The answer is Valencia. Yeah, bit surprising. I don't think there's a name on the back. I think it's just the shirt. But, and I've not even got this out. She only dropped this round yesterday. It's quite nice, actually. It's quite nice. I've just had a little look at it. This is what we've got. I like it, man. Whoa! Look at that. Benidorm, someone says. Imagine. I like that. Label out the way. That's not bad at all. Like, I know Valencia are having a horror season, but that gold detailing, like, it's got the gold, it's got a shiny gold badge. And I like the black sleeves and, like, you know, you've got the block center and the black sleeves there. It's kind of like Arsenal in a way, but different colors. That's what I'm getting from it, particularly with the gold detailing. On the back, possibly one of the most boring shirts you've ever seen. But I'm a big fan. I quite like that. Should we try it on? Should we try it on for size? I don't see why not. I think we're going to try it on. I'm going to take the label off immediately because I can't see myself returning this all the way in Spain. Pair of scissors because we don't want to rip the old shirt, even though this shirt is a ripper. A ripper, but we don't want to rip it. That can go in the bin later. Right, no perving on me. We're going to try it on. And let's see if it is a beauty. I've always liked Valencia, actually. Often play with Valencia on, like, FIFA career mode. Often have a Valencia career mode going. What do we think, boys? Get Neville on the back. Yeah, not bad. That's right. It's not bad. Maybe with a hat. Black hat with this one. It's decent. It's decent stuff. We like it. We like it a lot. Well, thank you very much to FPL Mum for blessing us with a new shirt for the collection. Legend. Get Cavani on the back. Does he still play for him? In this big... Wait, wait, hang on. Cavani. No. He doesn't very much has not played for them for like 2 years. Plays with Boca. I was gonna say. Who's like Valencia's best players right now? Probably I actually don't know. They don't have a great squad. They have Max Aarons on loan from Bournemouth. Maybe I should get Max Aarons printed on the back. Coquelin. Yep, Coquelin did play for him. I'm struggling here. Who is Valencia's best player? Ocampos. I don't think he plays for them anymore, does he? Who knows? Gabriel Paulista. Wait, what's his name? Was his name Gabriel Paulista? Wait, I need to Google this. Yeah, it was. Like, he was the OG Arsenal Gabriel. Wasn't he? In Arsenal's long line of Gabriels. Gabriels who have played for Arsenal. This is a ChatGPT kind of question, I think. Let's find ChatGPT. Hello, ChatGPT. Can you give me a list of football players who have played for Arsenal who have the first name of Gabriel or Gabriel, please? Mamadashvili. Ah, yeah, okay, shout, to be fair. Shout. All right, so Gabriel Paulista, Gabriel Magalhaes, Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus. That's it. Just those 4 Gabriels. Wow. Lots of Brazilian Gabriels. Right. Right. Oh, yeah. I said I was going to say about the FPL Summer Camp, didn't I? I forgot about that. So, the FPL Summer Camp. Actually, I wonder if I can find it on YouTube. FPL Mate. Summer Camp. So, the FPL Summer Camp was a series of videos that I made many years ago where I used to shout out smaller and upcoming FPL content creators. And we just had a chat about FPL things generally. And it was just general chat. Like we'd talk about, like we did like a team of the season video. We talked about position changes. We did price predictions video. And yeah, the whole idea is we just got involved with just trying to help out some smaller FPL creators at the time, which is crazy because some of the people I'm seeing on here, FPL Raptor was on these 2 episodes. FPL Harry was on here. And yeah, it sounds strange to say. Yeah, this was actually 3 years ago. So it's because it was the summer of 2022. So it would have been just under 3 years ago. And yeah, crazy to say now that the main names of FPL that you see now were once not quite there. So I think we could definitely do the same thing again this year. Try and pick out some up and coming FPL content creators and just have a chat and see if we can help some smaller content creators out and also just provide some good content as well. Everyone wins. It's a win-win for everyone. Love it, man. I've started making a list of smaller content creators that I'd like to give a little bit of exposure to already. So, but if you've got any suggestions of smaller FPL content creators that you guys watch, let me know, and I'll check them out, and we'll see if we can invite them on. We've got to do a bit of giving back from time to time, and what better time to do that when you've got a bit of free time? FPL Chai also actually came on the channel in pre-season. FPL Ryan, FPL Tom. Oh, FPL Tom, I wouldn't mind going on. Gianni's a bit too big for this. No, maybe. I mean, I don't know. They don't have to be like, I don't know. They don't have to be like unheard of, but just someone, just someone upcoming generally. Golden goal I don't think so. FPL Gallagher, not heard of that person. Right, let's get that team news. That Man City team news. FPL Dennis, can I have a look. Need one with Pricey. You could do, to be fair. I like Pricey's graphic style. Could get Gianni on. Gianni's done this for ages. He's a really cool guy. Yeah, I'm actually meeting up with Gianni in June next month in the off season, which will be cool. Yeah, I'm not going to go into that. Yeah, Golden Goal, I'm not going to go into it, but he's not coming on the channel. It's not happening. I've so far had negative experiences with him, and therefore, and I think he even blocked me. So, yeah, that's not happening. I'm not going to go into the reasons why, because it's unnecessary drama, and I don't want to throw shade on anyone, but it's not something I'm interested in. Gian, yeah, possibly. I've tried to do collabs with Gian many times in the past, but the tech issues seem to be a regular problem with him. FPL Tom, Gianni, two others that you like. Yeah, we could definitely think about it, man. Have we got this team news yet? Actually, we can go on here, can't we? Be on Fantasy Premier League. Okay. So it is pretty similar team, right? To last game week. Thanks for your suggestions, guys. By the way, I'm going to take a screenshot and I'll have a look through them later. Right, so there you go. There's your City team. We've got Savinho on the bench with Foden there as well. I need to do my sleeper team as well. Actually, that's a good reminder. Yeah, nice. And then for Wolves, Cunha starts again. No, where's Strand Larson? No Strand Larson in the squad. Interesting. I mean, not that many people have him in their starting 11s in FPL, I imagine. But still, it is worth noting. There's no Strand Larson in the squad. He's in my draft team, annoyingly. Let me fix that. I don't know what's wrong with him. But clearly something. Anything else noteworthy from these lineups? Not really. Not really. Right, I am going to sort out my draft. Might get your opinion on this, guys, actually. So, Foden is not starting. Strand Larson. I'm running out of players here. Kulusevski. I can start Kulusevski. Might actually have to make a transfer genuinely. Right. Yeah, I'll play Kulusevski for my draft this week against West Ham. That's not the worst. Right then. Let's leave it there. We have been streaming for just under 3 hours. That is crazy. That is too long to be streaming. No wonder I lost my mind. But I think we put in a good shift today. That was a good day's work. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me on today's stream. Thank you for those of you who stuck around after the deadline as well. We're going to be back with videos probably not tomorrow or Sunday, to be honest. Probably back on Monday. Just not much to talk about until these games are done. Yeah, I'm not really sure what videos to post out at this point, to be honest. Other than like our usual stuff like buy, sell, keep, avoid, 100 experts, that kind of stuff. So Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll try and figure out some kind of video for Monday, but we'll see. Oh, we'll stream tomorrow though. We'll stream Sunday. We'll stream on Sunday. That's what we'll do. After the final game on Sunday, we will do a stream after Chelsea Liverpool. Cool. Right. Hopefully see a few of you guys there. If you haven't got notifications on, feel free to put them on so you get the notification for the stream on Sunday. And leave a like if you want to. But aside from that, enjoy the game week. Have fun. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the sun. If it's sunny where you are, it's certainly sunny where I am, so I'll be enjoying that. And yeah, thank you as always for your amazing support on this YouTube channel. You guys are absolutely legends. Absolute legends. You guys are awesome. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the footy. Enjoy the weekend. I'll catch you over on Twitter, and I will see you later, mates. Bye-bye.